Welcome to Fireside Talks with Jake and Thad. We are doing the University Apart series with my guest here is Alex Barrett.
Yo!
He's from Pottstown, right?
Oh yeah, I'm an hour northwest of Philly, Gilbertsville, small little town next to Boyertown, home of the Ku Klux Klan. Sucks fucking balls there. But yeah, now here at the gorgeous, well-populated, highly diverse urban Shippensburg.
Urban. And you're a marketing major, correct?
Yeah, marketing major, going to supply chain double major, and be over in Poland next year, fucking around.
Poland.
Poland.
That's cool. I wish I would have gone, or I wish I would have headed more towards the foreign exchange thing rather than what I was doing. But I would still want to catch up to it later on.
Yeah, I mean
But that's neat that you get to do that immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a cool program because you get the year set up. You're set up with you're over there. You have a work partnership. It's not paid, but it looks good on the resume. So it's chilling. I don't know. I can't bitch about it. It'll be fun. Yours is cooler because you get to work with fucking penguins. The one you're looking at doing.
Yeah.
That's where it's in
New Zealand.
Yeah.
New Zealand. Dunedin would be the name of the town.
And that was the island you were looking for, right?
The South Island, yes.
Yeah, it was the South Island.
South part of the South Island.
That's sick.
Real close to the North Pole, or to the South Pole.
That's fucking
yeah.
Sick. That would be the coolest internship. Penguins used to be my favorite animal.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking loved them. I thought they were so pointless. They couldn't fly. They fucking had no form.
The dodos don't fly.
And they died. They were extinct.
They were hunted to death, though.
Yeah, but still. Yeah. Why aren't penguins hunted to death? Because also, in school, only way I could say jackass. Because a jackass penguin.
There's a jackass penguin?
I
didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a jackass penguin. And I'd say it all the time. It was the only way I could get away with saying jackass in school. I'm like, yeah, I love the jackass penguin. The teacher would stop and they'd be like, and then they wouldn't be able to say anything. They'd be like, oh shit, that is a penguin. They'd be thinking in their head like, you say jackass, and I'd just be sitting there with a fucking smirk all yep, it's a penguin.
It's like whenever you're in school and you get to the part of the book that says the swear words, and your teacher's like, who wants to read this? Your hand goes immediately up, you're like, oh yeah, I get to swear in school.
You're like, oh shit, this one says pussy, I'm definitely saying that. He was like, and Thomas went down and licked Elizabeth's wet pussy. And everyone in the class is like, oh my god, he just said pussy. Normally we skip that. Oh my god. And everyone's making the awkward eye contact with the teacher. The teacher just thinking in his head, son of a bitch, I hate this fucking class. I hate this chapter.
Even better when you're reading through Tom Sawyer and N-word Jim comes up. What do you do?
You put an A, nigga. You can't use a hard R.
Can't use the hard
R. I guess that's something that's going to die within our society, is reading.
I think swearing's going to, or the severity of swearing's going to die with our generation.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I just said fuck and nobody's going to care.
Yeah. I mean, it's so common. It's same with sex now, too.
Yeah.
Back in the early years of television, you couldn't show shit. Even in the 70s. Yeah, through the 60s and 70s, you couldn't show side boob. You know what I'm saying? Now...
you could even say fart until it's the 80s.
And late into it.
Yeah.
It's really changed. Society as a whole, in that aspect of censorship, has just been blown out the fucking roof. And I really don't know. I think I'm going to say it probably started with the 60s.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it started with... probably media coverage of Vietnam is the earliest stuff I can think of that was graphic and gruesome. Throughout, but you had World War II, but everyone listened on radios. There wasn't 60s, you saw, there's a lot of televisions out. They weren't big, but a lot of people had them, and bars had them. And they show a lot of unedited content.
And they were televising the war.
As the media should be.
Yeah.
They should be unedited, should be raw.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's...
And the shitty thing is, you mentioned that, I think back during the Vietnam War, that they were showing unedited, uncut footage of the war. They don't do that anymore.
That's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. That's a form of censorship that is actually coming to play and taking the opposite route.
Yeah.
of what
Because you can swear, you can do sexual stuff, but you can't show real violence. You can
can't-
show as much fake violence as you want. In fact,
Yeah.
you can show dudes getting their head cut off as long as it's in a movie.
exactly,
But you can't show it happening in real life.
which is bullshit. Because the media is the only way for the common man to have a fighting will against the government. As people, there's not too much we can do anymore. With so many restrictions and laws, and we're constantly being watched. Yeah, I'm putting my fucking tin hat on so they can't listen to my thoughts, but like, there's so much stuff being monitored. No one has the opportunity anymore to really voice out their. I mean, look at the WikiLeaks guy. I read an article how he was afraid to leave his house, and where the fuck?
He's living in an embassy.
Yeah, in an embassy in what, Sweden?
I think he went to Venezuela.
Venezuela?
Yeah.
And
I know he was hanging out in Russia for like a year.
Yeah, he gave an interview like, I'm afraid to leave my house. I'm afraid I'm gonna hit with a predator drone.
Yeah, the drones.
Yeah, because he's a fucking
Yeah.
And that's bullshit because that guy leaked information that should have been known.
There's another guy. It's not the WikiLeaks guy. I don't remember his name, but apparently he's not allowed to go outside.
Really?
Yeah, but because I don't know where he's at or what embassy he's at, but apparently the yard of the embassy is not considered the embassy's property.
Really?
So as soon as he steps out of there, he can be hit by something.
Holy shit. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
For speaking the truth. You know?
Have you read 1984?
I haven't gotten through it. I read like the first intro chapter, and then it was back when I was just a nub. I was a complete novice in life.
In 1984, there's this thing called doublethink or doublespeak. It's doublespeak. And that is the act of speaking something against the party that's in power.
Okay.
And if you do so, you're subject to thought crime, which leads to death.
Is there thought police in that?
Yes.
See, I thought that was the original term my brother came up with, but it wasn't.
No.
I use it all the time. He uses it all the time. I use it in one of the poems I have put up online. It's like I don't know. I always thought thought police was it was a good way of describing people who just shut down other people's thoughts instantly. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, this isn't what I believe in. Doop, 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 doop. Thought police. They just arrest you. That's what I always thought. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
but it's funny, like, because telling the truth has become doublethink or doublespeak. I don't remember the term.
It's become the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up.
It's the right thing to do, but it's the unright thing to do in
society's eyes.
Yeah.
Because even when you tell the truth about something,
people just think you're crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you find something that is true, but the mass herd of society doesn't believe, you're insane. They lock you up.
That's because they're happy living in their little box.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's okay.
I mean, look at it.
Ignorance is bliss, correct?
You know what I'm saying? I agree. Ignorance is bliss. And the major issue is, back to the news. All the news is owned by, 3 or 4 corporations.
Yeah, it's like Disney, Fox, and all the news, Turner.
And, even though Fox and CNN are on opposing sides, they still feed the same bullshit from both angles that come to the same conclusion.
Yeah. And it's always the same story. There's anything different. It's
exactly.
They'll be talking about, for instance, those people who took over that building in Oregon.
Yeah.
Fox News will be like, yeah, let's do it. And
for days.
Yeah, and CNN will be like, no, this is bad. And then they'll just talk about it.
And I feel bad for some towns. Like Sandy Hook, they were there for what, 2 months? The news crews are there for ages.
They shouldn't have been doing that. They should have been in there and out. The story was done and over with.
Under a week.
Because they already figured out who did it. It wasn't a mystery.
It sucks because people are bitching because they wanted to get back to their normal lives.
Yeah.
Yes, what happened was an absolute tragedy. I'm not taking that away from those poor victims, but what I'm saying is you don't want to fuck up a town for that long. That many people there, boost the economy, but then people get sick and tired of it. They don't want to think about it every fucking day. It's like you're in jail. You don't want to be in jail thinking about jail every day. You do activities so you take your mind off being in jail.
Right.
You don't want to constantly be reminded. Yes, you're reminded, but you don't want it to be your priority when you open up your eyes. All you see is fucking news vans and shit remind you that.
It's like getting a wound and continuously peeling off the scab.
Or it's like getting a tattoo of your ex-girlfriend on your hand, so you have to see it all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's fucked up. News is fucked up now because it doesn't speak the truth.
Yeah. It's a combination of the companies and the government.
Oh yeah.
Because they just work together.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the corporations elect who they want for president, and then the government. It's a fucking cycle. It's a money cycle.
Yeah, it's
a money and rights cycle.
The election of 2012 was the most expensive election ever. If you took all the other elections, their cost, put them all together, that one beats the rest of them. The 2012 election collectively beats all the other ones. So that's just proving that that's becoming a business. That's not good. You know,
it's not good at all.
Yeah, because the government was designed to bring balance between the business and the people.
Yeah.
But the way how our government's set up is in branches. That way, it can't get too powerful either.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a balance of power between business owners, government, and people.
It's too big now.
Well, I think it's that the government and the businesses have let the people get too small, or they've suppressed the people in such a way to make them allow themselves to get small.
Yeah.
Because voter turnout is so low.
And
That's insane.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, I go and vote just for the lulz. I'm going to throw my vote out there just for the shits and gigs. For, like, the person I think is best. It doesn't matter who I fucking vote for, because there's electoral college. We saw that with Bush. Like,
That is total bullshit.
You know, that's bullshit. If the people vote something, the people fucking voted it.
Not some committee of higher powered people.
Yeah.
Because that's all that. Because I bet those people were paid off. Al Gore was definitely not in the corporations.
It doesn't matter if he was paid off or not.
Yeah.
It's not the right decision.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not. It's not your fucking call. It's not up to the decision of 100, 200 people. It's a decision of the entire fucking nation. I don't give a shit about miscounts in Florida or whatever. Fuck that. It's fucking bullshit.
Miscounts in Florida, my
ass. Yeah, no. The news is a big issue now. It really is, because there's no way for people to get legit information, because everyone's on their cell phones. Everyone's on social media, and constantly you're getting fed shit. And that's why the issue with the black community, they're always, just like everyone else, are on their phones and everything, but there's a lot of power through that. You see one news report from a side that absolutely shits on like the white people and like just amplifies something much further than it should be. Riots start and like just because misfed information, like all those cases of the cops shooting the kids, blah 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 blah. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. You're not gonna have a perfect system, but it gets blown out of hand. People looting stores and shit. Mm-hmm. They were looting their own stores.
And you're saying that the cell phones perpetuate these sorts of situations?
Social media, I think, does.
Yeah.
Because you see a story like on Facebook. All those fucks on Facebook.
I hate that.
They're like, I can't believe this shit happened. Like,
have you ever actually gone to any of those websites that those people post?
I've clicked on them like by accident. You know, you're scrolling through and like you see like some by accident and you're like scrolling past and you're trying to click to get down, but you fuck up and click like the bottom right hand side of the screen. The fucking arrow's not big enough to go down. And like I've been to them and like there's been like false reports and
right, exactly. I click on them. But I guarantee you, 2/3 of them that I've been to are false websites.
Yeah.
Like the one I clicked on, it was a disclaimer. Mm-hmm. Like that they had like homepage, articles, blah blah blah, whatever. On the far right corner, it said disclaimer. You clicked on it. It brought you to this big long page, and down at the bottom it said, the nature of these articles are meant to be what was the word they used? Satirical.
Like it's like people believing the Onion.
But that's the shitty thing is that the Onion is known to be is meant to be stupid.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like people are believing the Onion essentially.
People are designing these websites to look real.
I know.
And then they're publishing it to get a rise out, to get a root, just to upset someone somewhere.
I know.
Then that's the only reason why these fake articles are being published. Like I read one, this one kid on my Facebook feed. I deleted him because I just couldn't get him. I couldn't deal with his radical Christian ideas and everything. He
love me some Catholic.
He shared. He wasn't Catholic. He was one of those evangelical nuts.
No.
Those guys are worse.
No.
No, because they just want to force it on you. Dude.
Yeah, but the Catholics are the epitome of shit.
No.
Sorry if you're a Catholic listener, but your shit's fucked up.
This kid, listen, this kid, he heard that I was practicing like Buddhist stuff whenever I was in my junior year of high school or senior. I don't remember which year it was. It was either my junior or senior year, and he's like, what? Like, do you meditate? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, that's like the work of the devil, right? I'm like, what are you talking? No. It's a mind exercise. It's not. I'm not praying to anything. I'm not worshiping anything. He's like, yeah, but that like, and I'm like, what basis in the Bible says that meditation is bad? Tell me, where it says that it is bad.
It's people like that crack me up. My dad, Pat, he is like, I think he has 9 brothers and sisters like combined, so he's one of 10.
Yeah.
And he has one sister, Terry, and her husband, uncle, and they had 10 kids also. But they thought the TV was the devil. So they didn't have a TV the entire time. They homeschooled all their kids, never had a TV.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
But
that'd be an interesting experiment to
it would be
watch from the outside.
It'd be interesting. But then here's the thing: what I've learned, if you cut someone off from something for so long, they're gonna want it.
Whenever they can have it.
It's like they would sneak Game Boy Colors and shit and get in trouble for it. So did I. I mean, I wasn't allowed to have a Game Boy Color for a long time, but when I got that shit, I played yellow till my fucking balls fell off. I played yellow version for ages. And if you tell people they can't do something, they're gonna just become sneaky. That's what I learned. You get sneaky kids, exactly. You get sneaky people.
Exactly.
It's too much restricting of anything as a whole. If you restrict people, they're gonna fucking want to do it more.
Yeah, when my mom was grounding me for stupid shit, like saying the word blowjob or something like that in school, and I said the word blowjob. I talk about this all the time, but I started sneaking out after that.
Yeah, dude,
because she was like, "You're going to your room and you're not coming out for a month." Because I said a fucking word.
Yeah, dude. It didn't affect it. It's shit like that. Parents, they forget, and that's the issue. Is people of the older generation forgetting
what it's like to be a child.
Forgetting where they came from. Everyone says, "Oh, don't ever forget your roots." I try and do that, but a lot of people fucked up, and this is my theory. We can't do shit anymore. There's no swimming in just rivers. There's no going out and having fun. And
half of it's illegal now.
And this is what I'm saying. It's illegal, and this is my theory on it. I think the 95% of people who like to have fun from the previous generation, from I guess now at this point most parents are 80s and early 80s, late 70s, mid 70s people. When they were in their teens, the partying years. I think the 95% of people that partied went onto the workforce. And they're just normal people. Just, you're blue collar, white collar, no one. Mm-hmm. I think the 5% that fucking sucked went to the power and were like, no. And that's how we started becoming sue happy society, and that's the reason, because people always sue.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking sues. Oh, you broke your leg because you hopped this fence and snapped your leg hopping the fence after hours. You gonna sue the fucking company because the fence wasn't high enough because you can still climb it? There wasn't, that fucked everybody up. That's why people got the mentality of you can't have fun anymore. That's why high dive, I rarely see high dives anywhere. Because people would sue so much.
You can still do that in Germany.
Yeah, but I'm saying in America,
I know.
within American
you don't
society,
see that in America. You don't see the 30-foot diving board anymore.
And it sucks, because that shit was fun.
That would have been cool.
I hated heights. I still hate it. But I fucking love the high. There is something about the high dive. You get up there and you'd be like, I'm fucking doing this. I see that bitch over there. I'm 8. I see you in the fucking bikini. I'm fucking doing this for you. And I jump off the fucking high dive. Yeah, no, I don't know.
It's a good way to keep people bored.
It's a good way to, because, everyone's like, well, this generation doesn't go out and do shit. First off, most people live in fucking suburbia where it's hard to do shit because neighbors don't talk to neighbors anymore.
Because of phones.
Because of a lot of shit.
Technology.
You can't go out in the woods anymore. You go out in a plot of woods that, like, you know, you're not in a...
No trespassing.
Yeah, you can't go in the woods because everyone's a no trespassing.
That pisses me off.
That
pisses me off so hard.
Every time I see no trespassing, I think of Signs. The song
exactly.
Signs.
The same.
What was it?
I'm the
5
same
Man
way.
Electric Band?
Yeah, it was 5 Man Electric Band.
Yeah, the Signs. They put up a sign.
To keep people out or keep Mother Nature in.
Yeah, like, that's fucked up. You know,
if God was here, he'd tell you to your face, man, you're some kind of sinner.
Yep. And I always think of that because, you know, the woods is somewhere where you should be allowed to go.
That should be public space.
I mean, you're always going to have kids smoking bud in the woods.
Who gives a shit? They're not hurting anything,
You're going to have kids drinking in the woods. But would you rather them there in the woods just chilling, or would you rather them drive to a friend's house, have to drive back?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think. You take too many restrictions, people are going to want to break them even more. And the nature is a big issue that people don't connect with anymore because it's one of the most simple places on earth.
That's why I love it so much.
Yeah, and that's, you know, over the years, I'm slowly starting to grow into the aspect away from, you know, basketball culture's all like, you know, being hip and shit. So I was hip for a while. I tried being cool, but I was too fucking ugly. So I was like, dude, fuck this. I don't care how I look. I don't care. I just started chilling. I wear nothing but sweatpants. That's all I own pretty much. And, like, you know, just chilling clothes. And it's just all I started doing was chilling and activities. I'd play basketball for fun. Stay active. But, you know, I'd start realizing, like, all right, I'd think to myself, what can I do to, you know, be happier in life? That didn't cost anything. And nature was the first thing. You know, there's nothing. Nature's free.
That's why I love it.
You throw on a pair of shoes, you go out, and you can sit on a rock, a nice day, and especially here in PA, there's a lot of gorgeous sights. And we got the Appalachian running through our fucking state.
Yes, we
do. And we have a lot of diversity in our land.
Yeah, I was reading. I think it was in National Geographic that Pennsylvania has 60% of its 60% of its land is forest land.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's impressive, you know, for such a populated state.
And it's not like we're a super small state. We're not like clearly Rhode Island, but like Massachusetts isn't that big.
Aren't we the 8th? I think we're like the 8th or 9th.
I don't know.
We're somewhere around there. We're pretty big.
And it's woods. You know, Midwest, it's all plains.
Yeah.
Other than the Rockies, clearly. But, like, you know, this mountain range goes for a fucking stretch. It's the entire East Coast. And a lot of people overlook it, actually. Because most people, even around here, I think, just kind of like see the woods and they're like, oh, whatever, Appalachian Trail. Mm-hmm. But no one seriously thinks that this is 2,000 plus mile trail, like 2,500 close to that.
From Maine to Georgia.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's fucking long. I would love to hike it one day. I would love to hike it.
My cousin and I had this plan that we were going to do it after senior year, but then he went to basic. Or he didn't go to basic. He went to, like, boot camp thing. Yeah. It was pre-officer training camp. Gotcha. Boot camp. And I was like, I need to make money for school.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, if I had the money, like, it'd be difficult, but I think it'd be really sick. I think it'd be something that no one anymore really can say they do. There's not many people do it.
People do it, but not too many people do it.
You know, even to only do half of it would still be cool. Doing all of it would be a huge accomplishment, I think, in life. Because that's not easy to do at all.
No. They say you go through 6 pairs of shoes.
Yeah. I mean, you're out there for 3 months, two months.
Probably doing 20 miles a day if you want to finish it in 3 to 6 months. At least 20 miles a day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're out there for a long stretch. I mean, my pop said he'd do it with me for, like, he'd do as much as he could, and then he'd take a break, take a cat taxi up to wherever else, or hop a flight if he had to catch up. But I don't know. It's expensive, but it's really time consuming. But, like, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I'm not even that fit into the woods. I just think, you know, conceptually.
Well, you said you want to try. You said you wanted to go hiking with me sometime.
Oh yeah. I've been talking to my girlfriend a lot about going hiking, and it's just, you know, we're trying to do stuff also where it's cheaper too. You know? Right. As a whole, because, you know, I mean,
and I think it's even a little bit more of a romantic sort of deal than it is like going out to eat or going to the movie.
You know, it's just you and her in the woods, and, you know, doesn't cost anything.
And you don't see very many people. And the people that you do see, they're there for the same reasons that you're there. They're there to experience whatever.
They say hello, no one's an asshole.
Yeah.
You know, you go to eat, people are dicks around you.
Exactly.
You know, people are allowed to be being assholes or saying shit. You go in the woods, most people are there just to hang out. A lot of family people. They're not. They just say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah.
You're passing by. They got little kids that love the woods. Yeah, there's a simplicity to it, and that's a big thing with relationships. I think that people miss now is simplicity, and stuff like that really helps out within relationships because you can put your phone down for a while and just go out in the woods and you got no distractions other than nature, and it's, I don't know, it's more. I don't know. It's cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's simple shit in life is what I think is going to hold more value than anything else.
Pretty soon.
Yeah, because it's so complex. Like, even old people, like I say old, but like people like their parents are stuck on their fucking phones all the time.
My mother and my stepdad on weekends, they do the same thing every single weekend. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, dude.
He sits in his chair, turns on the TV, and plays a game on his phone, an app on his phone, all fucking day, the whole day.
I couldn't do that.
And then he eats, goes back, plays on the phone, eats lunch, does the same thing, eats dinner, does the same thing, goes to bed. Sunday is the same thing. Monday he goes to work.
What I noticed was, what really struck me, that it's a big infection for like the older generation. When I saw Dark Star Orchestra in Philly over winter break, and I was at the concert and I was loving it. I didn't really touch my phone the whole time, but I texted Karen once or twice because she was bitching actually, where the fuck are you at? And I was just like, I fucking told you. But I'm standing there and watching, and there's this dude in this biking outfit for some reason. This old dude. You know, biking, like a full like neon biking, and they had like they had the black lights so everything stuck out more. And the entire fucking concert he recorded. With the fucking phone the whole time.
That pisses me off.
I just want to take this fucking dude's head and bash it in with the fucking phone. I want to fucking scalp him with it. It's absolutely pathetic. And it's not like I'm trying to like condescend, like, I don't use my phone as much. You're a minion compared to me. I'm higher. No, it's just like, dude, put your fucking phone down. Like,
enjoy it. You're here.
You're not going to be here ever again. Like, you're never on this night, you know? And it was a fun set list. And it was a good night. And it was a nice simplicity that you don't get in life anymore. And that's what I think is what is nice about concerts and music fests. The simplicity. You can go there and just enjoy the music.
And what's really cool about that, there's a lot of people in a concentrated place, and it still seems to maintain that level of simplicity that used to exist in the old days.
That's what I think about all the time. I think, where is the last surviving place on Earth that you can go to and there's going to be a consecutive amount of simplicity? And the only place I've gone to that has almost no phones or anything, people talk bullshit in person, there's pictures taken, is when I worked at the Philly Folk Fest over the summer. I mean, it was simple. Literally, it was a small ground, small actual, like, I worked with my buddy Stan from Bucks Woodcrafting. Check him out on Instagram, but...
Could you say that again?
I think it's Bucks Turning or Bucks Crafting Co. on Instagram. I think it's Bucks Crafting Co.
Is that the people? Is that where you make?
Yeah, he makes pens on lathes.
The pens are really nice. Yeah. I bought one.
Yeah, I made that shit.
Yeah, he made it. It is.
It's rad.
It's very cool.
Yeah, but no, I worked the stand there, and there wasn't much of an actual like cellar venue, and like there was one main stage that was pretty big that had a pretty big. It was all long. There was no seats, but there was fucking acres. Like 25 acres.
Of people.
Of just people. In fucking tents.
That's
fucking
awesome.
RV. It was awesome. I didn't have a pass. We didn't stay overnight. But I got a pass and walked there through the day. And it was like something like what we as this young generation think of Woodstock. I saw people tripping. I saw people passed out in the summer of a fucking 99 degrees 4 o'clock in the afternoon heat with no shirt on, sleeping on a tarp. Like, it was simple. It was like, you go to the show, you go there, you fucking fucked up, do whatever you want, you just enjoy your day, enjoy your time, you just go see music at night then. I mean, they had acts throughout the day, but it wasn't, the main things obviously at night.
Right.
And it was great. It was one of my favorite places I've ever been. I think concerts are great. I love it. I love getting wild at concerts. I don't get fucked up ever. I have gotten fucked up for concerts, but anymore I don't. Because I still find the sheer simplicity in it. Like when I was at Billy Joel this past summer, I almost got kicked out because I was dancing too much in the aisle.
They always kicked you out for dancing?
I swear to God, I was fucking raving in the aisle. I was dancing up and down the aisle, and they called in the
You're
cops.
a big dude.
They called in the cops because the lady came down twice. So then we would a bunch of guys in front of us, and we would slowly coordinate a shuffle into the aisle when she'd look away, and then we'd do a shuffle back in when she started. It was so much, and that's the thing. Like, it's a place where you can go and just bullshit. There's people who are fucked up, and they have just the same amount of fun as you do. Sometimes they go too hard, but you don't gotta worry about it. It doesn't ruin your experience. Yeah, they can spill beer, whatever on you. It's happened to me. But who gives a fuck? You're seeing live music, and everyone's there for the same mission. The same mission is to see music.
It's cool.
It's awesome. like I don't know.
It's very human.
Yeah.
To be in such an
because
experience.
you interact. People talk to you.
You're not buried in a screen, and you're not sending text blocks to people.
But I should refine that. Certain concerts and festivals are like this.
Yeah, like if you go to like a Warped Tour or something like that, it's like, you know how people used to hold up lighters at concerts?
Hold up fucking lights.
They hold up all their phones.
Yeah.
They don't hold up lights. They're fucking Instagram or Snapchatting.
Yeah.
They're Snapchatting it. They're putting it on their story. There's this one girl on my Snap story. Every single time she goes to a concert, she goes to a lot of concerts. She puts up like a 300-second Snapchat story of the same concert. It's like, enjoy the fucking show. I saw just enjoy the show.
I saw the Eagles. I only took one or two videos the entire time. Actually, I only took a picture of the one. I never saw a double neck guitar be played. I took a picture of it.
That's fair.
I was like, holy fuck. I never even seen one in person.
Yeah.
I was like, he's playing a fucking dual neck? I fucking snapped the picture. I took one video to send to my friend of Joe Walsh's Life's Been Good. Other than that, I didn't touch my fucking phone. I didn't want to. I might text Sarah, but other than that, I wasn't really sitting on Instagram, like, taking videos. It blows my mind. But, like, if you went to, like, those concerts or the big, like, music fests like Coachella and, like, the new age, like, rave fucking trap fucking...
Shit that...
People are videotaping the whole
shit
fucking
that people
thing.
like to go to parties to.
Yeah, they pop a fucking ecstasy and they just go and fucking rave.
Yeah.
And that to me fucking sucks. Because you meet a bunch of people who just care about people seeing them on Instagram being there.
And they're looking to get fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Like literally just they want to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
They just want to hook up that night.
Like when I go to concerts, I'm going to enjoy the fucking show. Because it's expensive. My Billy Joel ticket pre-sale was $130. The Springsteen ticket I got today was $160.
Wow.
I mean, it's fucking expensive nowadays to see these people. It sucks. It sucks fucking balls because it's like the only real music that you can get to easily because they're at joints near you. And that's why I like going to that little concert down at
cool.
Down at the Thought Lot. Yeah.
Thought Lot's pretty cool
If
place.
you guys are in the Shippensburg area or even just in the Lehigh Valley, you guys should check out the Thought Lot as a venue. It's a small little venue.
They have a neat little music store in there too.
Ace Music. They sell a lot of nice guitars in there.
They have some nice inventory. They move a lot of inventory.
They do.
It's different every single time we've been in there.
Where the fuck do they sell at? I saw them online. I found their Santana Edition PRS.
Yeah. They're an orange dealer, you know, like...
They are an orange
If anybody
dealer.
plays orange amp...
I fucking love orange amps.
Orange amps are cool.
I love
you
the
like
sound
them for the blues sound.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love the sound of them. They're awesome. But no, if you guys in the area, definitely check out. They got some good shows. We paid what? Student discount was $8
$8 a person.
for 4 bands. You paid fucking $2
The first one was shit.
First of all, it was shit, but the second one was phenomenal. I was
impressed.
That was a new sound. I hadn't heard a sound like that in ages.
It sounded like funk rock.
But it
didn't sound like funk.
It sounded like funk psychedelic. Because he had some weird shit going on.
Yeah. That was the same kid that smashed the bass, right?
He went into that fucking rap and hopped off. He was the fill-in bassist.
Yeah. This kid, he sounded like he sounded like the dude from Linkin Park. where he rap rocks.
Yeah.
And then he just picked up the bass and fucking smashed it.
They introduced like, our bassist isn't here, so we got the fill-in tonight. And then they wanted an encore because this was like the high school band of the night.
That was amazing.
And they did an encore.
That was so cool.
And he knew the whole song. Remember, he one point was like, "One nation under Satan."
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
I pledge allegiance
To the devil or something.
Yeah, he said some
Yes, like the fuck? And then he hopped off the stage and smashed a fucking bass guitar. I've never seen a guitar been smashed in person. You see
that
videos
was
of
awesome.
it. I took the fucking knob. I have a piece of the actual body.
Yeah. That was an experience. And it
was cheap. It was $8. We saw the 4 bands. Were they great? Were they top headliners? Were they going to make billions of dollars? No. But it was the quality of the night out. That's what mattered. It wasn't the fact of actually seeing good music or being there. It was the fact we went, a bunch of people, and we just fucked around. We listened to music.
We did something cool. We did something different.
And it wasn't just getting fucked up in the dorm rooms.
Yeah.
It was going out and we did something of actual value that we can take home with a memory. Because what I realized, all you have in your life as you die is your memories. I don't know where you go afterwards. Could be a giant bird in the sky. Sound like I'm saying sorry. But it's all you really have anymore is your memories. Because you die. You don't. This isn't fucking Egypt. You don't take your stuff into a burial tomb with you and have people loot you thousands of years later. You die, and all you got is your memories. That's all you got left. That's the only form of life you really have. That's the only thing that I say I could probably hold dear to is memories, and that's why I try and make so many while I'm here. That's the way I see it. People see it all different ways. I'm not saying my perspective's right, but I'm saying to me that's what clicks in my head as what is lasting. I don't know.
This sounds very similar to a quote I heard. It was, don't spend your money on things, spend them on experiences.
And, honestly, I never heard that quote before, but, that's what I try and do now. I mean, I drop bread on different events, a lot of different concerts, totally. But to me, being able to say I saw them is something that almost no one in our generation can say.
Yeah.
And seeing the Eagles, no one else I know has ever seen the Eagles. No one else. I mean, I went with a couple friends with Billy Joel, but I don't know. Seeing venues and concerts and stuff is one of the last things that anymore you can do that costs money, but you get something of a monetary value out of. Because really
you get a lasting memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not monetary value, but it's sentimental value. And I think that's more valuable than...
Oh, yeah, sentimental. I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Wording.
Whatever.
But no, yeah, you're right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's... I don't know. It's...
Because, when people get more upset when their house burns down because of the pictures, less because of the house.
Yeah.
It's the pictures... They have no value to them, in all honesty, except for just the memories.
That might be all you have left of someone.
Yeah.
Someone dies, you catalog, you have a scrapbook of them. That's all you have left.
Now it's up in flames.
Exactly, and shit like that.
Because you can replace most shit,
but you can't replace pictures.
Yeah.
Unless you have, for some reason, all the
copies
negatives
or something.
All the negatives stuck in a fucking.
You put it in Google Cloud.
Yeah, so everyone can see it. Yeah, no, I think that's a big thing because everyone I feel just buys shit now. People go see
I mean, I'm guilty of it.
I buy shit a lot. I mean, I buy shit all the time. I buy a lot more food than anything else. So most of my memories are flushed down the fucking toilet. Or all of my things of value are fucking flushed right down the toilet. But
well, I mean, the only thing that I've really been putting a lot of money in is the speaker system. But once that's done, I'm done.
That's not even for you, though. That's the thing. That's a community thing. That's looking out for the community in my eyes.
Yeah.
When you get put in the apartment, everyone's going to benefit from it.
That's true.
If you buy a car, and it's a classic car that only you drive, only you is benefiting from it.
That's true, because I'm going to show everybody how to use it, and I'm going to say, hey, you can use this, just don't break it.
It's not hard to use. You just click one button, and you just got to press the fucking power button.
Exactly. It's just I was just showing them what inputs.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, but it's not... If you can dummy proof it. You have it dummy proof right now.
Pretty much.
You press a button, you turn that on. plug it in.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. But that's like a community. I think people don't really do community stuff anymore. Like they're trying to look out for themselves before they look out for the community.
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of sucks balls.
That does suck.
That's like, I don't know. That's something I think is big, is that people used to give back to the community huge. Like, everyone who becomes famous out the slums normally gives something back to their community.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought about when I was winning the Powerball. We talked about that the other day. How I would have, given back to the community a lot.
You just get the couple things that you want.
Yeah, like, I have material stuff I want. I'm not a fucking, like, naturalist. I don't want to go live out in the woods, eat berries and shit. And there's shit I want. I love cars. I like guitar a lot. I suck balls at it. But, you know, I enjoy it.
You like it.
I like it. Like, I would like to have a PRS private stock guitar that costs thousands of dollars, especially made for me, just because I thought it was a fucking amazing guitar to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, other than that, though, it hits a point where, we read Siddhartha in 12th grade English class.
That's a book about the Buddha, right?
Yeah.
Or the man who is presumed to be the Buddha.
Based off of Buddha. It's not directly. There's a Siddhartha... Gautama.
Yeah.
But this guy's different. It's like based off it, essentially. It has a lot of symbolism in it. Phenomenal book. I actually recommend it as a read. One of my favorite books I've read.
Yeah, you were telling me earlier in the
But,
first semester.
But yeah, in that he becomes a rich merchant. And he loses value in life because he keeps buying so much, and he indulges sex in multiple women, this and that. He keeps buying shit, so much money, so much wealth. He loses value in life, and I feel like you'd hit a point where you would lose value in what you have. Like, yeah, you have all this. You have an enormous house. You have 5 cars, 5 fucking mistresses, but you got nothing in life. You got material things.
You have a ton of shit.
But you have nothing of lasting memories. Because, if you have that much money, if you win that Powerball and you have $700 million, I'm not going to give it all away. And I don't agree with charity.
Because it's stolen a lot. A lot of it's stolen.
It is.
Yeah.
But I would start my own foundation for something that I believe in. That way you can pump money in, you keep every single transaction public. People going to question it? Absolutely. Everyone's going to question it. And I think about this all the time. Why does so much big business become evil? And my solution to the question is that you have too many people working. The higher amount of people you have, the higher your chances are of someone evil getting put in a spot that's going to fuck everything up. So I would keep it simple. I'd have a couple people working that I was close to me. Mm-hmm. I think even if you do get a big business, you can maintain it on a smaller level.
I think big business also, from the person who started the business.
Yeah.
As it gets passed down the chain.
Absolutely.
Because then you have the source of entitlement then.
Yeah.
Because the dude who works to become a billionaire.
The struggle.
Yeah. But then his kids don't give a shit.
Yeah,
they've been fed with a silver spoon since they were born, and they've driven the nicest fucking cars. They went to the nicest schools.
Yeah, I agree absolutely. Yeah. Entitlement's a huge thing. Anybody who gets entitlement is in danger. They're in danger of themselves, I think. I think it's a big issue when people get entitled to shit. I mean, I've been entitled to a couple of things in my life, but I've tried to not let that just overcome me. People used to be like, oh, you're great at basketball. I was like, no, I'm not that great. I've played with people who are great. I've played kids who are top 50 in the nation. I'm average. I'm like a C+, B- on a good day.
Yeah.
I'm average. I'm not C flat sometimes. I forget who I was watching, but they said that you should have to. It was a Top Gear episode. And there was this one dude who was apparently a big rocker over there, music player of some sort. He was talking about how he has a car that has it's like a van or something. He just got a van recently because he had a family that has no DVD player in it. And they were like, "Why did you do that? Why did you get the option without?" He was like, "I think there's a certain part of growing up that you have to be bored and look out the window to really grow up. Like, you have to be bored. You can't be entertained all the time, or you get bored with being entertained. Like your stepdad, who watches TV and plays a game all day. He's bored with watching TV.
So he just has the TV on, but he's doing something else on the side.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm guilty of that sometimes myself.
Well, the furthest I'll go is I'll turn off the sound on a video game, and I'll crank some rock and roll.
That's different.
But yeah, I think that is different.
I think that's different.
Yeah.
You know, I thought about that a lot. I think about how different cultures and just the world would be without music. It's so fucking weird to think about. Every country has its own national anthem.
Yeah.
Everywhere plays music. You
and
go
most
into
countries have their own style.
There's elevator music designed for elevators. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Have you ever turned off the sound or the music on a video game but played it with the sound on? Like the effects volumes?
Is it weird?
It's different.
It's probably out there.
It's really different.
That's how Counter-Strike is. There's not really any music. It's just game.
Yeah.
Wait, and it is kind of weird because you hear nothing but footsteps and you can get more into it.
It's just like what it would be like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to play it like that because then it's like, this is how it would be. Because
it's just the concept of not having music is so weird.
I like realism whenever I play video games.
Oh yeah, I agree with that in some
And I feel like the music in a video game makes it feel like I'm in a movie. And I don't want to feel like I'm in a movie where I'm playing a video game. I want to feel like I'm there. I want to feel like that is what I am doing. Like, I know some people like to have the, like, oh, I'm an action hero. I want to... And I totally understand that perspective. Like, yeah, that'd be cool. I understand. Like, you feel like you want to be in a movie. But I want to feel like I'm actually there. Like, if I'm playing Call of Duty, which I don't play, but I mean, like, if I am playing Call of Duty, I would turn the sounds off because I want to feel like I'm in the middle of a fucking war. Because I actually want to, like, try to experience.
I don't think they actually play music in that.
They don't?
There's a couple scenes in the campaign where it does.
Yeah.
But it's good music. They have the Stones normally.
Oh.
And it's just like through a scene, like it just fits into a scene.
It fits well.
It's a 4-minute segment with no talking, all action.
Yeah.
And like, but no, I know what you're talking about. I understand that. Like, if you're doing like one of those RPG like type games, you turn the music off because then it's just like what you would hear, like. Doesn't the Walking Dead game have music?
I think it does.
Or of some sort. I don't know.
But that's different. That's more like a TV show. When you're playing the Walking Dead game, you're playing like a TV show.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's true. But what about Tony Hawk? Did you play that with music?
That's you gotta play Tony Hawk with music.
I feel like it's a part of the experience.
Yeah, like that's just the whole skater thing. Like you feel like that they would be bringing boom boxes with them skating.
Oh fuck yeah!
So that's just part of. I've always been fascinated with skating culture.
Oh, I love skating.
I wish whenever I was younger that I picked it up.
I tried.
Because I don't know how I've been able to do this, and I didn't even attempt to do it. But all throughout high school, I never had the same group of friends.
Yeah.
I had like 6 or 7 different groups of friends, and every single one of them was different. I had one that was all stoners. I had one that was band geeks. I had one that was anime freaks.
Really?
Yeah. So I really got a very diverse culture.
Yeah.
Which
gives you a lot of interesting perspectives. You take a little bit from every one of them.
And I think it's helped me grow as a person, because whenever I see people and I see them doing shit out and about, I'm like, I wonder why they're doing that. I'm not judging it. I'm like, I wonder why that is.
You know, that's actually interesting. Relating back to the whole religion thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been trying to do with religion. I've been trying to pick out different aspects of every religion, goods and bads, and weighing out, seeing what I like more, and not sticking to a certain denomination, like certain religious aspect, but trying to take from all of them and get a perspective on each and every one of them and try and build off the goods of every single religion. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like what you're doing there. You took a lot of aspects, whether you knew it or not, and you kind of built off of it.
Became my own person.
Yeah.
Over time.
But you never had skater culture, did you?
No, and that's something that I wish that I would have experienced.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a cool culture.
Yeah.
It's really... That's one of
I've observed it from a distance.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds creepy, but, like, and back in Altoona, I was walking down the street the one time. I saw some skaters, and they were going to like an empty lot or whatever. And I was like, oh, cool. So I just kind of like watched.
Yeah.
And I watched them for like 20 minutes. I was like, that looks so cool.
I've always loved skating. I couldn't skate to save my balls.
Yeah.
I'm just too lanky. I have a cruising board and I fall all the time. But
Well, you're sort of similar in the aspect that you have like different groups of people that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have a lot of different walks of life. Like Matt, I used to hang out when I was younger. AJ too. Like, everyone we hang out with here is they're different. Like they're different. Like, I have friends I'm really close with, but then like my friend Keegan, who owns the wood crafting, he's into all that wood and different art stuff. And then Mike has always been like business, us just fucking around. I have a bunch of friends from different walks too, and you know I grew up in my years of like the tween, the teen to like high school years. I hate the word tween. It's fucking gay.
Yeah.
But I always use it on what the fuck you just pre-adolescence. I don't know. But those years from like 6th grade really on, probably more like a 7th, 8th on, I didn't grow up in my own house really. I grew up in a whole different culture. I grew up with my friend Eddie Thomas house. And he was from a house that was like a Philly house. That's what you describe as a typical Philly fan, classical Philly.
Yeah.
They were both like Italian-based families, like an Italian-type family, and the door was always open, which was completely opposite of my house. Anytime I go to my house after 5 o'clock, the fucking front door is locked. And I hate that. It's just like you're walking into someone's home. You have to knock to get in because a lot of times I don't bring my keys.
Getting into your own house.
Yeah, it's like just walking into someone's home and just like sleeping there for the night. Eddie's house, it is open 20. I've walked in their house and no one's been home before. It's just the dog. And I'll go in the basement and just watch TV. Like, that's where we're at. Like, it's literally, I'm a part of their family. And it's awesome. It gave me a whole different perspective and it helped me grow. It took all like the stuff I didn't get out of my actual personal home, which was like the openness and like the ability to communicate and all this. And all that shit that you need in a family, and I'm able to incorporate that into my life, and I got a place where I can go where I call a family, and it's fun, you know? It gave you the aspect of a real modern day, but yet still classical family structure. Because, yeah, I mean, the dad and the family and everyone, they expect shit out of you. I'll drive the kids anywhere. Whatever they ask me to do, I'll do it for them. Because to me, they're family.
They treat you.
I fucking love them. Like they do stuff. They cook me meals all the time. They fed me so many fucking nights. Like if Ed or his brother Sean go to Wawa, I'll pay for him every single time, even if I don't have money to pay for myself, because they fed me. You know, it gives you that sense of family, a sense of unity. That a lot of that I kind of missed out on, which sucked. But that's a big thing. Is the family aspect, and I think it's a big thing within inner city. Is people are starting to really lose the aspect of family, which sucks. Like I don't know.
Well, I didn't grow up with a very tight family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Like my parents. Like, you've divorced parents, but my parents were never divorced. But I never felt a connection with them. Like I know you're more connected with your dad.
Yes, I am.
I'm connected with my dad more, but I'm not at a level where I could talk with them for a couple hours straight about anything.
I spent an hour on the phone today with my dad talking about tons of shit.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Like I never had that with my own family. Yeah, I can go to the bar with my dad.
Yeah.
And I can sit there and talk to him for a while, but it doesn't. I don't feel a click. Like everyone says I'm a mirror image of him, but like I feel more at home with Thomasiases. And yeah, I like my dad a lot. And, my mom's iffy sometimes. But the Thomasiases are what I see as a real family. They're the people that I really think helped shape me as a person more. They gave me more of a moral basis on how I'm going to continue on in life. Like, they'd stay on you, even as not as your kid. Like, they'd keep on you. And then they say, you needed to get your shit together if you were fucking up. Because you were fucking up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But, like, speaking of you gotta get your shit together if you keep on fucking up, I think that's something that's really starting to disappear in the structure of the middle-class, white American family.
There's people that's cool with people fucking up. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Because, whenever I was in school, in high school, I never tried my best. Anything. Never tried my best. And my mom was like, "Are you trying your best?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she was like, "That's all I ask." It's like, that's it.
Yeah, you never pressured on.
Yeah, it was no like you need to do better. It wasn't like oh, you have a D in your math class. Are you trying your best? Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. All right, fine.
Like that's, I feel you on that, and I was like that too for a while. I was just like going through the motions every single day in school, just doing the bare minimum. I didn't really give a fuck, and I get bad grades sometimes. Like once 10th grade hit, I was getting C's, and I hit 11th grade first year, and I got like a couple D's. And my parents were like, "Oh, you get your shit together," like blah blah blah. I've been too good at talking my way in and out of shit my entire life. Yeah. I could talk my way in and out of fucking anything. But one day, one of my teachers sat me down, Mrs. Wilkins. If you ever listen to this, you see in my high school career, I tell you that all the time. Sat me down and was pretty much like, "Dude, I know you can do better than this. Like, you need to do better than this." And she was like, "I will give you every single tool to do better. Mm-hmm. And if you apply yourself, you can be like this in any single like subject you want." Because I think I had a 59. I had a 60 flat the first quarter. Second quarter, I had a 59.8 to save me out of an F. And then next quarter, I got a 93. Because I would literally sit down in her class for 3 periods a day and just work. She's like, "I'll set you up. I'll help you anytime. You come every single free period. I'll help you." And that put roots. Also, my English teacher was phenomenal. That 11th grade year, Mr. Alonzo, he helped out a lot with just expression and different writing and stuff. But yeah, it's like you said, like people, they don't really give a shit how you fucking perform anymore. It's just like mediocrity is whatever.
It's accepted. And
it's weird because when you go in the job world and you do something that's above and beyond,
they're amazed.
They're like, "Holy fuck! You just came out of college and you didn't just fucking put up the minimum? You went hard? Like you got over sales for 3 fucking quarters? Holy fucking shit!"
And it's weird because 50 years ago, that was the normal.
The normal was the striver.
The normal was you just tried as hard as you possibly could. Back then, school was you went to school and you expected to get beat down with homework, maintain a job at the same time, and possibly have a wife.
College now, like, college been a party for a couple.
I think college has gotten easier. Now. I think actual school, like actual college, has gotten easier for us than it would have been 50. Like if we went to school 50 years ago, I think it would be a lot harder.
I think the schooling is easier, but I think the actual stress of real world has amplified to a new...
You're right about that because of debt. That's because debt's so big. Jobs are shit. Debt is humongous.
And then the debt of coming out is like average of what is it, like 80K, I think is one of the average numbers I've heard.
I think the average is 100K.
100K? Like,
so we're below average. We should consider ourselves lucky. It's still a fucking house. We still bought a fucking house.
That's the next recession. I'm calling it right now. Student bubble pops. Student loans bubble pops.
I've been saying that forever.
I'm fucking calling it right now. Right on this fucking podcast. That's going to be I've been saying it for ages, but I'm fucking putting it on documentation. It's going to be when the student, because that is going to burst, and that is going to be fucked.
Okay, so you know how like schools are boasting this whole 100% employment after graduation nonsense. It is 100% employment.
But where is the employment?
Barnes and Noble.
Exactly.
McDonald's, Wendy's, any of these low-level jobs that you could get right out of high school. If you went right out of high school, you'd actually have some money.
Yeah.
At that point, then, and if you went directly out of high school, got that job, you might even be in a manager position in 4 years.
We talk about the economics, but it'll catch up in the long run. But this is what I always wondered. I thought about not going to college a lot.
Same.
But the thing was, college is easier. That's why I took it, because I'm a fucking sleaze like that sometimes. Yes, hate me for it. But I like to do a hard collar, like a blue collar job at some point. It'd be change of pace in life probably. Yeah. But I don't understand people who don't go to college, right? If you're poor, you're poor. I get it. But you can get scholarships and shit, not for college, but like to get certified in something.
Mm-hmm.
Like just driving a truck or heavy machinery. You get paid $17 to $20 an hour.
$22 an hour for
to
truck
drive,
driver.
Even truck driver, just driving heavy machinery.
Mm-hmm.
You can get paid bankroll to drive those enormous fucking dump trucks. You get paid absolute fucking stacks. I heard like upwards of $40 an hour, like 45 to drive the enormous dump trucks where you can like fit inside the wheel well.
Oh, the Caterpillars.
Like the enormous one
Yeah.
have 6 wheels.
Yeah, it's a 24-cylinder engine.
Yeah,
24-cylinder
that's
diesel power engine.
Fucking
Yeah,
huge.
humongous.
But that's what I'm saying. Like people like you get paid a lot of money to do that, and it's it's taxing, and it's not, but it's trainable. All that shit's trainable, but no one applies. I feel like people just come out and just like, oh, I'm cool making $10 an hour living in my parents' basement.
Right.
And they're like, I'll go to college or I'll get another job. But you don't, you get into that job security. Like, oh my God, I love this job. It's so, that's how I was.
That's another thing that doesn't exist anymore is job security.
Everyone's, especially at a level like that,
Yeah.
you're fucking disposable.
Well,
Even at higher
like,
levels, you're fucking disposable.
That's what I'm saying. Because if you went to school in like 1950, got out of school in 1954, and then got a job, you'd have that job from the day you got hired till the day you retired.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And you'd have really good pension, you'd have good health care, and you'd have everything else that you need to live.
Grandfather's a prime example.
Yeah. Mine is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather was a fucking he went Army, was in Korean War, came out, went to Drexel, got, I forget what former degree, became a CFO, and then invested in stocks, CFO for oil companies. And then just made bread. And now he just sits on it. He's got cash to spend. And he had a college education, but he stayed within the same realm at a high level for a long time.
Yeah, my grandfather got a teaching degree in chemistry and then did that. Invested a lot of money in stocks and made a ton of money on stocks.
Exactly.
The other thing is you can't make money on stocks anymore. It's too hard.
Yeah.
Because the market's just a big farce. It's just rigged at this point.
People.
Yeah.
I mean, you get lucky here and there.
Yeah, but
like Under Armour.
Yeah.
You get lucky, like shit like that.
Yeah. But nowadays, as I was saying about job security, it's you're expecting to maintain the job you get directly out of school for maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. It's hard.
That's it.
It's really competitive.
Yeah.
But think about it.
It's because there's so many educated people now.
That's for the white collar jobs.
Yeah.
Trades are dying.
Oh yeah, I know.
And that's like where the real, in a sense, job security is. You're not going to have a secure job. You're not guaranteed, but you have a much higher rate.
Now, do you want to?
And that's actually why I picked up supply chain, because people need supply chain.
You can do it anywhere.
You can do it anywhere, and then there's a lot around, all over for it.
Do you want to hear why I think trade jobs died?
Let me hear it.
So, you know how for years the government is always pushing higher education for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody should get higher education. Everybody needs to go to school. I remember there have been commercials since I was young saying like, did you know that the average college graduate makes over $1 million more than his counterparts?
Through their lifetime.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think that was a cleverly devised plot by loan companies to encourage people to get into debt so that way they have to pay tons of money to the loan companies in the end, thus making the loan companies ass pile of money in the end. But the issue with that is they killed the trades. They made too many educated workers by promoting this idea. You have too many, you have a surplus of educated people. Now that system's going to collapse, and that's what's going to destroy. That's going to be, as you said, the next economic collapse is going to be the student loan issue. We have this too many people because these loan companies were pushing for us to get into debt by going to school. They, get people into debt early rather than later when they buy a house. Yeah. So now they have to pay all this money back to them, but they can't because they're not making the money. So the business plan that they had isn't going to work the way how they wanted it to in the beginning. It worked for a little bit, and now it's going to fuck.
I could see that as definitely being part of that.
Because lobbyism, or lobbying, that's a big issue.
I think
how they get into the government and they just
I think another
Stress so much.
supporting factor of that was keeping America as a a strong world power in the view of everyone's eyes, because we got passed a lot on the education of the most educated people.
Mm-hmm.
We got I think we're like 12th for the highest educated people.
Well, that's because we have so many poor people too.
But what I'm saying is, I think that a lot of that would people, they were trying to boost that. That they were trying to get up.
They're trying to compete with those other
the
countries.
world. Yeah, that
Yeah.
like China and Japan.
Well, we can't. We don't have the same education. Education is a factor of how much manufacturing you do.
I know.
Because you need educated people
To run
those operations, to invent things, to be engineers, to be biologists, to work on new medicine. That's another thing. So if you're not manufacturing anything, it doesn't matter what type. It really doesn't matter what type of educated person you are. I mean, unless you're the IRS. Like if you want to be an accountant, which I think that accounting is an industry that shouldn't even exist. Because if the federal government
I fucking hate accounting.
Listen, if the federal government took out the right amount of money from your paycheck the first time,
there wouldn't be an issue.
there would be no need for accountants. Yeah. If they just took it out and nobody had to do a thing, that's a big issue. People spend hundreds of thousands of hours every single year. Collectively, the United States probably spends over a couple million hours.
Oh yeah.
Every man, woman, yeah.
I can argue that.
Doing their taxes. That's a big unnecessary stress maker that could easily be fixed if they would just take out the right amount of money the first time.
Yeah.
Instead of just taking too much,
you're gonna have
and you have to file for taxes, and then
you're gonna have human error too.
I mean, it makes sense when you're a business. I understand.
They overcomplicated it. It's
It's
an overcomplicated system.
It's a bureaucracy. Anytime you produce.
They just took something that could be easily simplified and overcome. I got a bone to pick with welfare. I do. Ever since I read that report, I think it was Maine or somewhere up in the northeast.
Was that the one where they give the people jobs?
Yeah,
in order, it's work for welfare.
That should be everywhere.
I agree.
You should have, even if it's just fucking scraping gum off the sidewalk,
doing something for the community, pick up trash, do something.
Yeah, even if you're just blowing leaves.
Yeah.
You know what? I have no issue if we overpay you for doing something.
Yeah, that's pretty much what FDR did.
Yeah,
the whole
the whole work in the railroad, correct? They building the railroad.
No, it was more like
I thought he did the new
building bridges. That the railroad was through a company.
Was that through a company?
Yeah,
okay.
no. He had public works built the Golden Gate Bridge, the Hoover Dam.
He did a lot with public service
TVR,
with parks, right?
Yeah, tons of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And pretty much what it did was give all the people who didn't have jobs, because we didn't have entitlement programs back then.
Mm-hmm.
So he invented an entitlement program that was based on you do work, you get money.
And that's how I think it should be everywhere.
Yeah.
And you know what?
I mean, there's definitely exceptions to the rules. There's people who are disabled. There's people who can't do certain types of jobs, mentally.
But even most of them, they can at least...
They can do something.
Yeah, even if it's just greeting people, saying hello somewhere.
Like Walmart.
Yeah, and you know what? I commend Walmart for doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. Give them at least a chance. I believe everyone deserves a chance. Is it going to be fair? Is it going to be equal? Probably not. But they deserve at least a simple chance. And I think, if you're on welfare, if you're stuck down now in your luck, I have no issue.
Yeah. But the people who are sitting around
on their stoops,
that would
drinking
fix
40s.
That would fix that problem.
It would.
Because then
if
you can't just do that then.
Go do something.
Yeah.
Even if, everyone's like, oh, well, I don't give a shit about someone who paints a building. You know what? Then you can put that at least on their next job, resume. Maybe they get out work and they say, shit, I could paint all day. This really doesn't bother me that much. Or I could be a trash man. Maybe they get a
job with a contractor. Or
because then there'd be cheap labor coming into there, and it'd be more people up in there. It'd be a better working. It'd be less for people to bitch about. You're like, well, I saw him just sitting because my dad, Pat bitches about shit like that. Yeah. And I understand it. I understand where he's coming from, because he works in Philly and he sees shit. While he's driving through Philly, he sees people just sit on their fucking stoops. Fucking 12 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, drinking a 40, bullshit. He calls them, what do they call them? Fucking stoop rats? No, porch monkeys. He calls them porch monkeys.
Oh,
it's a
Jesus.
fucked up slang.
Yeah, right. I understand.
But it's what it's what they call them down there because it's fucked up. I don't think you should just take my money
and just sit there and do whatever.
and do nothing.
Because then I should do that.
Like
what's stopping me from doing that? You know,
and the morals. It's all. It's the morals. It's like I don't want to fucking be just a. I understand if you're.
Like, I don't want to be taking from people, but I don't want to really be contributing or too much, but I don't want
to. You have to contribute, but I don't want to take unnecessarily.
Yeah.
It's like, I could take. I could just drop off and say, all right, fuck it, I don't give a shit. But then again, I don't want to, because to me that's not right. Like it's like stealing from the poor. It's the opposite of Robin Hood.
Yeah. I mean, like the worst thing I might do in my life is I probably shouldn't say this online, but fuck it. After school I might just run away from the debt. The banks, they're just losing out on 80 grand. Fuck them. Fuck them. They have enough money.
They don't give a shit.
They should have assessed that risk whenever they looked at me like, oh, this kid's a fucking hippie. Nah. He's not getting the money. Nah, he's getting the money.
Like, I don't understand why that system isn't applied everywhere. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be fucking flawless, but everyone bitches, Philly's fucking dirty. Pay people to pick shit up. Even if it's on their block.
Yeah.
People will only spend an hour a day just walking the sidewalk.
Give them a paycheck for that. Don't just hand them welfare. Just make them say.
Make them be active.
You have to document that you did this for this.
Yes. You clock in, you clock out. You're opening up a whole other job industry of people having to regulate and check instead of people regulating welfare, how long you qualify. Fuck it. You go down there. You go down to the welfare
place,
and I say I want to go on welfare. They say, what have you done? You ever paid? You ever done this? You ever worked? You ever? You could hire. You could even get them employed for cheap labor. Like
like imagine if you have like a mechanic that can't get a job.
Exactly.
Fix mail trucks.
Yeah.
You go down to the mail station. We'll give you tons of money for that.
We might not pay as much as everyone else.
Yeah, but it'll help. It'll be something.
Maybe after a while we'll give you a job if you don't show up late, if you're not being a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Some people just lose their job because they go down and out. There's a guy here who's on the GI Bill. I'm really good friends with Chris. He's an old guy. I mean, he's old. He's probably like 40, 50.
Yeah.
His company, he was in the Air Force 22 years, comes back, he works on planes. He's worked on planes his entire fucking life. Company gets bought out. Mm-hmm. His side of the company gets liquidated. So,
Did he get bought out by a foreign company?
I don't know. I didn't really get the whole thing.
Because whenever that there's a new really awesome thing. It's actually one of the coolest things that we've recently done economically for the little guys.
Yeah.
Like working people. Apparently, if your company gets bought out by a foreign company, the company that bought that company has to pay for education for all the workers that lost their jobs, so they can get another job at a homegrown company.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because
my neighbor had that problem. He worked for General Cable. He built robots. He would build robots.
That's fucking
He's a robot builder.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's really smart.
Yeah.
Really smart guy. He made this thing that would he programmed it. He built all the hydraulics to it. Amazing.
Yeah, but probably really cool.
Yeah, but his company got bought out. So then what they were doing was they were shipping him and his worker, or him and his coworkers down to Mexico.
Yeah. And
teaching the Mexicans how to run the machinery that he built.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
so it's like the more like working man's version of when you build a business, sell it, and you work for it.
But they're also paying them double time.
Yeah,
for that.
Yep.
And then whenever they got back, they said, you can go to a technical school, you can go to a college, you can go to anywhere you want, and it's paid for.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I hope we start seeing. I think it's already been kind of a start of a trend of smaller businesses starting to pop up. You know, the majority of the businesses in America
Or just
99
humongous motherfuckers.
No,
No, I know the majority of them are small.
99% is small. 1%
Yeah.
is they own the total revenue. But
Yeah.
it's nice to see that small stores are still popping up.
Yeah.
You know, I think the big part of that.
The funny thing is, though, that those small stores are probably in debt to those humongous stores.
But they're not, because
They are?
Well, there's not stores anymore.
It's like manufacturers.
It's online stores.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah.
Etsy and shit. You don't need a storefront. eBay, you don't need a storefront.
Yeah, you can just do it online.
And you know, for a lot of people, that's their business, and that's cool to me. How you can make something and sell it and ship it without having to pay the dues for like. There's a couple. When I was out in Colorado visiting my brother.
If you make more than X amount of money on Etsy, you still have to file a business tax form, though. Did you know that?
I know
Yeah.
you do, but like, you know, if you're making a lot of money off Etsy stuff, at least you don't got to pay for a storefront. You know, because there's a lot of stores on there that wouldn't sell a single thing if it wasn't online.
Yeah, because it's hard to get to like one of those specialty stores.
And you know,
something.
and like when I was in Colorado, I saw a lot of stores that were like, yeah, we just have a storefront for storage sometimes, or like we have a storefront to run like just our operations to do filing, and like some art stores like, yeah, I kind of like the Ace Music at the Fault Lot.
Yeah.
It's really kind of just there, like they got a couple people in the door, but all their money, all their revenue mostly.
Most of it's online because they were talking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were saying this one guy bought it from online.
And that's
they run stuff on.
awesome to me.
Yeah.
That's cool because that way small companies have more of a fighting chance against large companies.
Yeah, and then they can drop their prices and whatever, you know. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah, some sort of competition.
And you know what?
The internet's a good and bad thing. It all
is.
It's
Technology is good.
It's with any tool. Like, you know, you can use a chainsaw to do some useful things, like carve a tree, or you could use it to kill people.
Chop someone up.
Yeah. But, you know, the internet's like with any tool. Cell phones, any tool, same thing.
With technology, no one understands it yet because we're living in it. But like, if you step
It's
back,
so new.
no, we're going through a revolution. Like we learn about the Industrial Revolution, first and second one. We're going through a technological revolution right now.
Yeah.
Like we are living through a time period that people 150 years from now are going to look back and say, this right here is one of the times in the progress of man where they took extreme steps.
Well, what I think is amazing, you and me, we're the first group of human beings to be born with computers easily accessible from the time we were born until we will die.
I had a computer since probably I was 5.
There has been a computer in my house since 98.
98. I don't know when we had our first computer, but it was fucking old.
And I learned how to use it at a young age.
So did I.
Yeah.
Because we did those type to learn classes.
I didn't do that.
We had type to learn. They put
Like,
the orange covers on. You can't look at the keys.
We had to do that.
I was like, you motherfuckers, I hate this class.
Like, I'm not... This is stupid. I like hunting and pecking.
Yeah.
I type with 2 fingers.
I used to. Now I use the whole fucking
Did you do
alien
that?
ET fingers all over the board.
I don't do that.
I do that because I was like, yeah, I want to get done essays quicker.
It doesn't make me faster, man. I actually type slower like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've gotten used to it, especially online gaming. Like, I can't control you.
No, I
Shit like that.
I can do the WASD thing.
Yeah.
But
No, that's how my dad is. He's got fucking sausage fingers. He's like playing fucking Minesweeper on the keyboard.
I do think that is so insane how like we were actually the first people.
No
To
one
grow
thinks
up with
about that. No one ever. Everyone's like, "Oh, technology's advancing."
It's actually a really strange concept.
But no
because
one's like,
our parents grew up with it like emerging in their lifetime, halfway through their lifetime. Like they may have been in their mid-teens and the Atari came out. They're like, "Oh shit, this is cool."
yeah.
But we're like, we were born with the fucking PS1, the Nintendo existed, and just as like handhelds were being produced and being available to the mass public, that's us. I had my first cell phone when I was 7.
Huh? I did not.
Or 8. I was 8.
I had my first cell phone in 7th grade. Sounds like great.
That's still young.
I know.
That's young. And
Actually, no, it was later. I think it was 8th and
I see people younger. I see kids.
It was 7.
I see like 8-year-olds with iPhones. Like, cause I grew up with like the silly little flip phone.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like that's different. I want to go back to that personally.
I had a friend with a Razor.
I have to.
That was the shit.
Yeah.
You had a Razor. You're like, you need a fucking Razor?
After this contract is up, I'm getting a flip phone.
I'm not.
Because I don't need it. I don't need all that shit, and I think it's just distracting me.
That's why I like my 4 I just got.
It's a little bit more simplistic than the newer phones.
There's no Siri. I fucking hate Siri.
I think that's stupid.
I'm not fucking retarded.
I accidentally press it sometimes, and it pops up like, Jesus! It makes a loud noise. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm not retarded. I know what to do. I know to fucking type. Like, I don't need to... Siri! Like...
Yes?
But, like, I don't know. The 4, it sucks. Sometimes it's slow, and, like, FaceTime sucks. I'm trying to talk to Sarah from far away. But, like, other than that, bro, I'm fucking balling. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple. It's right. I had to download the emoji keyboard. I had to download the emoji keyboard. You know,
that's awesome.
It's awesome.
That is awesome.
But you know what? I forget who we were talking to. It was my pops and I. We were somewhere, and we were talking to some dude. He was like, yeah, man, I love the iPhone now. No, it was the guy who was sending me to Poland, I think. He was like, yeah, I love Skype. I love Skype. I love FaceTime. He's like,
Skype is cool.
He was like, I like it because it's like those... It's like Star Trek. When you see people's faces pop. It's like fucking Star Trek.
Yeah.
No one thinks about it.
Remember whenever I was watching 2001?
Yeah, and it popped up.
The fucking TV screens?
It's in fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like
we have that.
And no one thinks about it. I remember the first time I saw FaceTiming, I was like, you are fucking lying.
You're video chatting.
I was scared first. Because I was like, oh my god. You're going to be able to work from anywhere. You're going to be able to work from anywhere on the fucking...
That is happening, too.
And,
don't
even get me started. Autonomous cars, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want those.
They
will scare me.
If someone tries to get me an autonomous car, I'll cut their fucking face off.
The only reason why that scares me is the integration period.
But what do you need in a self-driving car? Was it to pick up fucking groceries for you? Why do you need a so you can work more?
Be more lazy.
I think take the fucking bus. Take the fucking bus.
Driving is an experience.
Driving,
as with anything is.
It's
meant to be immersive. You're supposed to be immersed in that. I mean, it's not natural by any means, but that's like how we live now, and that's just the thing.
I hate it. When I heard the autonomous car, it was like speculating. I'm big into cars. It was like speculating. I was just like, it's gonna just be like one of those like you show it off at a car show and it's just gonna fucking die.
Did you watch iRobot?
I've seen iRobot. Yeah.
Remember the autonomous cars in there?
Yeah.
You're like, you're driving it? Why are you driving it? They were getting like freaked out about that.
Dude, like I hate them. Tesla.
I like Tesla.
I love Nikola Tesla, but I hate Tesla car brand.
Why? You don't like the solar powered thing?
No. I'm saying they're the first people with a flawless, pretty much autonomous car system.
I didn't know they did that.
Yes.
I know they have a new...
they
have a solar powered car. Did you see that?
No,
that's fucking cool.
No, well, actually, so did Fisker. Karma Fisker.
I don't know who that
They've
is.
been sued a couple times.
By Tesla.
I've seen them. They have, and you know what? Aside from the autonomous cars, I think electric cars could be great.
I think they're amazing.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
The issue is, I read on some of my car forums, I looked through and paged through, too many companies focus on the hybrid.
So it can't develop as quickly as
you can't develop an electric car quickly. And that's the shitty part. Because, I'm more on the purist side.
I've come to the conclusion that human beings are best at making advances whenever they have to make advances.
Yeah. No,
rather than whenever we can, but we just don't feel like it. Because we have
electric
something else that works.
Electric cars have been pioneered since the 80s, and we really haven't made that.
The first one existed in the teens.
Yeah, but I'm saying, it's it died for a while.
It was in California.
There was concepts,
and then they recalled it.
Yeah.
Because the gas companies were pissed.
I mean, there's concepts of it, but 80s when you started seeing a breakthrough of people starting to be like, oh shit, because it died for a while. It wasn't. There's companies that did it, yes. There's always companies doing something, but widespread, you started seeing it popping out of the 80s. It was one of the few good things to come out of the 80s. But I'm more of a purist on the side of cars and stuff. With a couple things, a lot of things in life. Certain cars I don't think should be touched, in my eyes. It's like certain people think you shouldn't touch, like that Wayne's World episode, Wayne's World, there's no stairway. Did you ever see Wayne's World? It's like
the movie.
Yeah, there's a scene where the guy's like, you can't play stairway, like, because it's essentially perfect. Like you don't.
Yeah, you just don't fuck with it.
Yeah, and that's how like certain cars are to me. Like you don't fuck with a BMW M3. Like yeah, you can do little tweaky things like change it to hydraulic steering, but you can't. You should make an M3 a hybrid, which is what they're trying to do maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like you shouldn't do that. That's like M3 is what people call the holy grail of driving cars. It's not super expensive, but it's one of the best daily, not just like overall driving cars. It gives you the full thrill of experience of driving. And like if you fuck with that, you fuck with the infrastructure of cars to me. And it slowly start to crumble around it, you know? And you know what? If there becomes all electric cars, I have no issue with that. I mean, it's great. If you want an all electric...
It is going to happen.
Or hydrogen. I've seen a couple of hydrogen breakthroughs.
If they can make it...
Stable.
Well, no, it's not the stable problem. I
saw a car. I heard speculations of a car ran on water.
It's because it costs $12 to make 1 gallon of hydrogen.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different avenues. Realistically, nothing's going to happen truly at a exponential rate until something shit hits the fan.
Oh, totally.
Until we're like, oh,
we're out of oil. Fuck.
They're just like, well, we have this in the back seat, and we're gonna bring it to the front, and we're gonna fucking roll with it.
Yeah.
Because we need to. And that's how the world works.
Well, what I think is gonna happen is because how big our population is, and a lot of our fertilizer is made with oil, because it binds the nitrogen in such a way that it helps. Whatever. I think that they're going to put a ban on gas cars at some point and just say, we need this to make food. We need this to make essential things that petroleum is needed for. There's no more just burning this. This is a commodity. You're going to have to figure out something else.
I think they're going to heavily restrict it.
Or they're going to start They're going to start backing it down.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a very slow process, and it's going to be like, stop. You can't drive a car that uses X amount of gallons unless you're a business of some, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then they'll say.
Or you have you have a larger family. Everyone's limited to X amount per. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll start subsidizing electric cars to such a point where it's like, oh, why would you buy a gas car whenever you're paying $20,000 more for one of those? Whenever you can pretty much get one of these things absolutely tax deductible. And then it'll just phase in to a point where the manufacturers are just making that because that's the only thing people want to buy because it's so cheap, it's affordable, and they're good at making it at that point. And gas cars will just fade out. What'll be left will be what's left.
Yeah, no, I can see that definitely.
Although in theory, gasoline will never go away because we know how to make it chemically. Like we can actually make it. Oh yeah. But it costs $150 a gallon.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, I mean, there's always for old cars. Somebody who likes an old cars will pay
the cash to have it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's I don't know. There's so much going on with it. I just don't. It sucks to see it die because there's so many. I love cars. To me, they're art. I like art. I like cars. To me.
I understand that. I used to feel the same way. It's just as I got older, I just started to lose interest in it.
Yeah, and like, I'm always trying to change but like throughout my entire life, cars have been like something I've enjoyed. Which is weird, because normally like basketball I like, but it's come and go. Like, it's still there all the time, I love it, but I can't make a future out of it.
For me, it's always been guitar.
Yeah, and like, everyone has that one niche that sticks with them. Dude, like, every, like, pop, like emo, like, not every emo fucking phase, but like the fucking like punk rocks, like all those different stages. There's only one thing that stays with always cars. You know, that's how people. That's how most people are. Like, you always have guitar, I get cars.
Somebody always finds something.
Exactly.
Find something.
And you know, it sucks to see. what I see is more of a pure view of like just because here's the thing, I love when it snows. I love driving in the snow because it's a challenge. It's not just hitting a tarmac.
You like having fun with the driving.
Yeah, and to me it's a challenge. It's the same with guitar now. Like when I try and learn something new on guitar, it's fun because I've never done it before. It's a challenge. And I like challenges in life. And I'm not always great at it, but I like working at it. I put time in the guitar. I don't put hours. Not Jimi Hendrix. Not fucking sleeping with my guitar. But I'm also not black. Yeah. But
it's true.
It's so. It's different. It's weird. Just the whole concept of living through such a technological revolution. It's so much astronomical. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. It's weird.
I'm starting to think we're slowing down. And the only reason why I say that is...
You think we're starting to hit ceilings?
Yeah, look at the iPhone 1 versus the iPhone 3. Pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Look at the iPhone 3 versus the iPhone 6.
See, I don't really count that. To me, it's not... Because Steve Jobs... I've had a prediction that Apple's going to be down and out.
Because Steve Jobs... Well, okay, look at the Android.
Yeah.
Like, what have they changed about it since the first one? They got rid of that weird slide-out keyboard because nobody uses those anymore because they figured out how to make touchscreens very, very well. They've added finger recognition, or facial recognition, and that's about it. I mean, they haven't really come in with too many wonderful breakthroughs. I mean, like, what I'm waiting to see is when am I going to have a holographic screen? When am I going to have like a chip where I press it and it's like a holographic phone comes up and I'm like, oh, what's up?
I still don't want that. I know what you're saying.
I'm not even saying I want that. I'm just saying, like, as an example of a big breakthrough, I think that would be a big breakthrough. Because like in the past 5 years, there hasn't been any major like groundbreaking breakthroughs in cell phones or computers. It's been mainly like, oh, here's the same shit. We just gave it more processing power.
Yeah.
We gave it more memory. We made it a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But I don't consider those as major breakthroughs. I mean, like, maybe if you take a terabyte and it's like, oh, fuck, we figured out how to put a gigabyte into something that's the size of an ant.
Yeah.
You can put literally all the people's minds on the planet into the size of an ant right now. And, that would be a big deal to me. But,
you know it's big. I thought with the technological... I saw flash drives. When I was a kid, it was floppy disks, and then flash drives came out, and like...
Now they have 500 gig flash drives.
1 gig flash drive was like $50-$60.
Now you can we saw an 8 gig today for like, what, $5?
Yeah. It was like $7.
That's crazy.
Like my flash drive on my keychain, which is like built to last, I guess it was good quality, and 16 gig was only like $15. I mean, it used to be fucking expensive. It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird what the internet's done.
You know what's crazy? You can buy you know those external hard drives?
Oh yeah.
You can buy a terabyte for $60.
I know. I think Matt's is 3 terabytes or 2 terabytes or something.
God. How much did he pay? I think he said he paid $120 for that.
Yeah, dude.
It's so cheap.
I feel like the internet was like a cheat code within the actual time of human development. I don't think you could have predicted what the internet did. I don't think you could. It's like we just skipped time.
Well, I mean, look at...
We weren't that great connected before the internet, but once it...
Well, if you want to talk about major...
You just skipped. You just fucking skipped.
Yeah. You want to talk about major, like time skips like that? Think about the year 1000. And now think about until the year 1860. What was the main mode of transportation?
Boat.
No, horse.
Oh yeah, okay, a horse. Okay.
But boats existed.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the main mode of travel.
Yeah.
It was horse or horse and carriage.
And then train and everything else came along.
What the fuck happened okay, if you were born in 1880 and you lived 100 years, imagine what you saw happen.
Yeah.
Your parents were in a horse and buggy. By the time you were 20, you were seeing some cars. You're 40 years old, there's only cars on the road.
Yeah.
You're 60 years old, we have things in space.
Yeah, that is weird. And then once you hit 100, you're doing 175 in a fucking Rari.
Yeah.
Like,
That's amazing. In 100 years, we went from horse and carriage to putting shit in space.
I know.
In fucking space. That's amazing.
I'm saying on like a global aspect, what?
Like how we communicate.
How we just became automatically intertwined.
Like every culture is so easily accessible now.
Except for like the heavy communist or whatever, like
North Korea.
Yeah, shit like that isn't
Yeah.
you can't. But like every fucking inch of the world is not sacred anymore. There's photographs where people have never been except for one person. And they've been there, and there's photographs, everyone sees it.
Yeah.
And I think that actually, I've had arguments where that actually is unbeneficiary because nothing is sacred. I have looked at almost no pictures of Poland. No pictures of overseas.
Because you want it to all be new.
I want to step into a new world. I don't want to know, I've seen this 4 times on the internet. I've seen pictures because the dude showed me, Bill makes me.
Right.
But it's not like I've researched every inch of every...
It's not like you've spent hours online looking at it.
Exactly. I'm fucking excited, but I'm not craving to see. I want to go and see it. I'm not taking many pictures. I'm not.
That's what I do. Whenever I go on vacation, I take maximum 2 pictures.
Yeah.
In one spot. Because I like to remember it as a memory, not as
a fucking picture.
Pixels.
I mean, there's certain things in pictures like...
Oh, absolutely,
like,
no. But I try to get the 2 best pictures that I can possibly take.
Exactly. Like, I don't really...
I'm like, that's a good fucking picture. I gotta take that.
I have panoramics I think are cool. If you get a really nice cliffside panoramic, it's neat. That in a phone's absurd.
Cameras.
Like, you just phones now. I remember growing up.
I remember in like 2004, my mom got her first digital camera, and now my phone has a better camera than that thing could ever even dream.
I remember growing up, I was maybe 4, 5, riding in the back, or actually riding shotgun in a panel van, or I guess technically in the back. My dad didn't have any seats. It was just tools and shit. I was just sitting back there because I was on a ride shotgun. Playing bowling on his like Nokia block phone. No flip, just keyboard, little screen.
I remember
playing
those things.
Bowling.
They had blue screens and you can change the color from like red and green.
This one was just white with little black like.
Oh wow!
It wasn't even color.
Okay.
It was a work phone. It was meant for work, but it had bowling. I played the fucking tits off that bowling game. I never have played quite because it was like, oh my god! I never had a Game Boy as a kid until I got much older.
Mm-hmm.
I never had an advanced. I got a PlayStation when PlayStation 2 was like going out, like a year before it became like when PS3 got revealed and released. I got a PS2. I grew up my entire life. I didn't play a COD until like 7th grade. I played COD, but I played it like, I didn't play multiplayer. None of that shit I did. Like, I only had Nintendo and Super Nintendo my entire life. I played PlayStation 2, and I'd be like, at my friend's house, it was like heroin. I was like, holy fuck, this is fucking sweet. I need more of this. Like, I loved it. Like, I don't know.
I had a PlayStation 1 for years. And then I played a PS2.
Great system. Both great systems.
Played the PS2 at my friend's house, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta have this all the time."
Exactly.
And then he let me play the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I could not get enough of it. I stayed up till 3:30 in the morning.
You could shoot anyone.
I was just doing whatever the fuck I wanted. And
I remember, I'm still not to have Grand Theft Auto in the house. I fucking have it, but I had Vice City on the PS2, and the PS3's been out for ages, but we still had a PS2 laying around. I played the fucking shit out of Vice City. And it
You
was...
just played for hours. You would die. You didn't give a shit.
Horrible.
It was like just fun.
Horrible
So
game
much fun.
engine. Horrible graphics.
Oh my.
Physics were fucked. But man, could I shoot anyone. I could beat bitches to death.
You could steal any fucking car you wanted. You could drive wherever you wanted. Get the cops on your ass. You run away.
I would put the cheat codes in. I don't like cheating games, but I would cheat to like
fun.
For fun. It was a
It was flying car mode.
I did flying car with you could drive it on water.
Yeah.
I'd take a limo on the water. I'd fucking catch a wave and get it. Was that's the fun that isn't in video games anymore. You know, there's not. It's too like. There's too much now. Like, that it was a small world, and like I had a great time. I go in the mall and shoot shit up for hours. Like, I don't know. It's.
You know, I feel like
it lost its simplicity and fun.
I feel like as you get older and you do shit over and over and over again, it just loses its novelty. Yeah. Like, think about the first time you masturbated.
I remember it was like 5th grade summer. I was going into 5th grade, and I jerked off and literally knocked the wind out of me. I had such a powerful noise. All I think of was, what the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck came out of my dick? I was like, what is this? Well, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
It was all over, and it at that moment, it was like heroin. Hooked. I was like, this needs to happen more often. I fucking love this. And you know, you're right. It's like, I've been thinking a lot lately about that, about porn.
We're the first people to just have it in our hands. I think
that really fucks up relationships. Because like,
really fucked up.
You see tits now. Like I see tits, I'm just like, oh, cool tits.
Tits.
Like, oh, pussy, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of sucks because, like, you know, that's why like,
we're so desensitized.
I've stopped watching porn for a while because, like, you know, I want to get more sensitized to not seeing a pussy all the time and not. And, you know, it makes things more enjoyable in life, like in that sexual aspect. Imagine living in a country in the Middle East and seeing your first pair of tits. We talked about this before, remember? Like, when you see tits, you're just like, wow, I've been waiting my whole fucking life to see a pair of these in person.
I know what life is about now.
Like, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
I need 72 of these.
Like that's just, it's so weird. Like, I would love, like, buying, when I bought that porno the other day, it was so much fun. I haven't even looked at it yet, but, like, it was just like, now when you're buying a porno.
Yeah,
like,
you bought a porno.
Like, I can go online and just watch it, but I don't know. It's just stupid shit like that. You know?
Yeah, we had fun in the mall.
We had fun doing nothing. We didn't do it.
Yeah, we did.
We had the novelty of just fucking around. And
and we didn't really, like, we didn't have to buy too much. I mean, like, we bought, like, a couple small things, but...
I bought, like, 2 cups.
None of us spent more than $10.
Yeah. Well, no, I spent a little. I spent probably 20. I bought 2 cups for 10.
Oh.
I bought the movie, which is 5.
I bought 0.
No, you bought patches.
Oh, that's shit. Yeah, you're right.
You bought a bunch of patches.
Actually, I did buy... I
bought a sticker, too. Incense.
Yeah.
It fucking smells good.
Yeah, they do smell good. I like them in the bathroom.
I wish you could still smoke in the dorms.
I don't wish you... No. I don't like that because...
I think C-suites it should be legal.
See, the only reason why I disagree with that is because somebody else has to use it. How about this? Smoking in non-smoking dorms.
Or how about there's just a...
Like a dormitory, or like a section or a floor or something where smoking is allowed. But you allow the students to know...
How about a smoking lounge? 1 per building.
It's just somewhere, good ventilation, whatever. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'd be completely down with that.
I don't see why that'd be a problem either.
They're promoting smoking. That would be
the problem. But you're not.
But they are. Everyone would be like, oh, a smoking lounge. You're promoting smoking. You're saying it's okay. Like, see, that's society.
That's your choice.
It is absolutely. And you know what?
It's funny how marijuana is becoming more acceptable than cigarettes, and that's not at all what we wanted to happen. What it should be is that everything is equally legal, to your choice.
Yeah.
So that way you don't have
That's
to.
how
You just have the decision.
That's how certain drugs should be to an extent.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen so far with research.
Meth, heroin, right?
I'm saying no. I'm
Oh,
saying should be legal.
Yeah.
Should
No.
be legal.
I
Should be
thought you were going to say
legal.
things that shouldn't be legal. Is meth and heroin.
I think just bud and alcohol for now. I wouldn't even say psychedelics.
Oh no! Too many people would fuck up.
Because there's
people would fuck up. People don't know what they're doing. There's too many idiots.
Because there's too many people in today's society with so much stress that
Let's get fucked. Let's get so fucked up.
and like
They don't understand that
there's a
don't
lot
fuck you up.
more mental disease as a whole in the light, and it's a lot more common it seems. And that compounded on top of psychedelics,
Not good.
you're set up for a shitty time.
Yeah.
You are. And you know, I really think the other thing that's really should.
You
be,
also have to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I mean, like we have the internet now. You should use it. If you're gonna do drugs, you should use it.
Internet. You should use it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, and that's how you get fucks.
Yeah, and there was this kid I worked with, and he was like, I tried ecstasy for the first time last night. I'm like, oh, how was that? He's like, that was really fun. I'm like, I bet, yeah, that just releases all of your endorphins at the same time. I guarantee that was a fun time.
Like sick.
I was like, I'm not gonna do that, but
Fuck that. Yeah.
you know, like right on, man. I don't care. You know, that's cool.
I don't.
And then he's like, I think I'm gonna try acid next. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
People.
I'm like, did you read about ecstasy before you took it? He's like, nah, people just had it. I'm like, whoa, you don't want to take acid.
The issue is, some people can.
Some people can because they just want to have a good time.
Because I got buddies back home who can just trip.
Yeah.
And that's not a big deal. They trip and it's just like, they trip and go to school. Like, it's like, whatever. Yeah. I can barely smoke and do it. Like, you know, it was like it's like, when I went to Colorado, it was cool. People would just walk around smoking joints like they were cigarettes. Mm-hmm. And then we went to the park, we go to the skate park, and like people would just be smoking bowls up on the hill of the park watching the sun go down. Like, it was really neat.
I wasn't there whenever it was legal.
Yeah.
I was there after the legislation passed, but it wasn't until after.
Widespread, like, dispensary use.
Well, no. It took 6 months for it to go into effect. So, I was there in the lull period.
In the 6 month, like, layover period.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, people didn't give a shit, so cops weren't arresting people.
Yeah.
And you would see it every now and then, but it wasn't like people were just doing whatever the fuck they want, whatever the fuck they want.
It's Colorado, not just for the bud, became one of my favorite places to go.
I love it there. It's beautiful.
Like, everyone's like, oh, you're going to Colorado to smoke some pot.
The trees are amazing.
Yes.
In the mountains
I am going there definitely to smoke pot sometimes. But most of it is, it's fucking nice there.
Did you get a chance to go to any of the parks?
I went to Estes Park.
That's a beautiful place.
That place is fucking heaven.
That's one of my...
The food there, phenomenal.
Yeah.
The town, phenomenal. Setting, nature, fucking
river.
Yeah.
Just goes right through the middle of the town.
My mom is one of those people that calls bud dope. Right? We park and we're getting out, and my brother's been eating candies the entire week. He eats candies. He eats the THC candies. He's constantly just high as fuck.
Oh my god.
And she has no clue, right?
Holy
so we're walking through, and there's like a little, like, nice little, like, riverside hotel. And there's these old motherfuckers, gray hair.
Yeah.
Looked like they were flower children. Chilling.
Joint?
They were just sitting in broad daylight on the side of the river, smoking bowls. And it was the best sight. My mom looks and goes, I can't believe those people. My brother goes, what the fuck are you talking about? They're just smoking a bowl. He's like, it's not a big deal. How are they affecting you? It smells. We're outside. It'll go away. Keep walking. Like, well, I don't think that's right. He was just like, unbelievable. Like, it was so gorgeous. Because there's all those people that are like, oh my god, marijuana will melt your mind. It'll come out your asshole.
Hilarious.
I'm just like, dude, have you ever tried a fucking, like, you ever take a hit? You ever just chill? People, it cracks me up. And then, you know what? It was, not only was it a gorgeous place, I didn't meet a single person there I didn't like.
Do you remember all the anti-drug commercials when we were kids?
I smoked pot once. Now I'm gay. I love that.
What the fuck?
You ever seen that?
No! No way. That's actually... I smoked pot, now I'm gay?
I'm pretty sure it was one of their campaigns. see the people like, oh, you're gay now. Like, I don't know if it was like, I've seen it online and it looks legit.
That sounds like a 50s shit.
I don't know if it's like one of those memes, but I think people make memes off of it. Now, I gotta fact check it. I don't know fully, but it literally is like a kid sitting there, and like he has like the big eyes, and, like a straight face. Looks like he just, like, you know, he murdered someone. He's like really guilty, and it's like,
You know what I remember?
I smoked pot once. Now I'm gay. Like, what? What kind of campaign is that?
Holy shit! I remember, the one I remember was the cartoon one where the dog was like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with you? I wish you would play with me."
Yeah, dude, I love petting dogs. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm petting the shit out of dogs. I'm like, oh my god, this is the softest dog I've ever petted. Like, I'm just like, wow, this dog is in love. I'm just rubbing it. I'm like, God, I fucking can't get enough of this.
Petting a dog on acid is the coolest thing on the planet, let me tell you.
It's probably...
My neighbor had a greyhound.
And you told me you petted this shit.
And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, what's her name? Sally. Oh, Sally, you're the best dog ever.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's just like, everyone thinks it's like just people who are just lazy and they just eat potato chips. Yeah, you eat a lot of potato chips, but you can do a lot on it. Like, now...
You know what I remember?
Like,
the other one?
So much complex, like, it's so complex.
Yeah, there's so much more to it. You know, if you actually meditate, I meditated with it. That's intense.
Yeah. I mean,
meditation on marijuana is so intense.
It's not just shit growing in people's basements anymore. If you get dispensary...
Oh my.
I mean, the THC outputs are like 25, 26%.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I figured out I'm okay with the head high now. It doesn't freak me out.
Really?
I think it's because I was never used to it. Now I'm used to it. It's not that big of a deal.
That's good.
Yeah.
And maybe you needed a break when you go over CBD. You needed more of the body high. Maybe what you needed. And you know, it varies. There's so many different factors. Mm-hmm. My brother loves it. He's a huge stoner, but has been for years. And you know, it's cool. I don't smoke that much. I don't really do it that much. Because, you know, it's not something that really gets my gears going.
Yeah, no.
But I think it's extremely positive.
It can.
I am 110% pro-cannabis.
You could fuck anything up, really. I mean, you eat too much salt, you die. You fuck up with salt.
You can't die from marijuana.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
Hey, abuse of anything is
excess of anything is never good.
No, it's not. But you know what I'm saying? Like, too much alcohol intake...
That'll kill you. That'll actually fucking kill you. Yeah.
Like, if you snort too much coke...
That'll kill you.
I don't know about acid, but if you take too many hits of acid...
Well... That's weird, because...
It'll probably mess up your fucking brain for a long time.
Well, you need a lot of it. And the thing is, nobody's going to take the amount that is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Because 200 micrograms is going to put you on a pretty crazy trip.
Yeah.
By itself. 200 micrograms. Microgram is 1,000 times smaller than a gram.
Yeah.
Or... No, it's even... There's a million, whatever. Fuck it, dude. It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's so small that an ounce is enough for 200,000 people.
That's insane.
Like, if you took an ounce of LSD, and because of how viscous it is, it's a pretty heavy liquid. It's about that big.
Yeah. You
put that in a city water supply.
You're fucked.
You're gonna have a lot of crazy people.
Yeah.
For like 12 to. No, it'll last a couple of days until they figure out the water problem and they're like, oh shit, the water's...
Yeah.
And you can't test for it either because water soluble. It's weird.
But no, like, that's what I'm, like...
Imagine if terrorists did that.
That'd be weird. There's some weird shit going down. But you know what I'm saying?
Some people would freak out. Some people would just kill themselves.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, you're not lying.
I'd be enjoying myself.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, there'd be like... You can't OD on bud. You can't really OD on LSD, but you can OD on coke. You can OD on alcohol. You can probably OD on caffeine, I imagine.
Actually, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this one coffee I drank.
OD on heroin. You can OD on meth.
Yeah. There's this coffee I drank. It's called Death Wish.
Death Wish.
If you drink 2 cups of it, it'll kill you.
Really?
Yeah. Because you OD on the caffeine.
It's too much for your heart, probably.
That's what it is.
I feel like...
But apparently 1 cup is okay. If you drink more than 1 cup,
You're fucked.
You're fucked. It's weird. I drank half a cup,
Half
and I felt like I was just like,
fuck, dude. Adderall. When you take an Adderall, there's nothing you can't do. Like, you can do anything. If you sit down and do it, you can do it.
really?
You can do it. I promise you. I wrote the best.
I won't do it.
And it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
For me, it actually helps.
Mm-hmm.
I've been prescribed it before. I have ADD.
Right.
Actually, ADHD. I don't take it much because for me, it gives me depression. So I don't take it much. I only take it when it's crucial. It's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Finals week, it was fucking needed, and I took it.
I feel you.
I wrote the best fucking essay of my life on it. Best essay of my life. It took me 2 hours to write the first paragraph. I wrote it 5 times, didn't like any of it. I changed my topic 5 times.
Yeah.
But I fucking wrote the best
Got
essay
it.
once I hit it. I hit the spot and I was like, I'm fucking doing this.
That's always the hardest part for me is starting an essay.
That's why I don't write intros anymore.
Do you write the intro last? You just don't write one.
I write intro and conclusion last then. I write conclusion and intro.
You just do the bodies.
I find it much easier because like when I map out writing, I map it out like loosely.
Mm-hmm.
I have three topics which I'm going to write about.
Together.
But like I write down my 3 topics because I have jumbled up in my head and it's all fucked up normally up there. I'll write down my 3 topics or whatever, how many topics I have, and a couple things just below them. But I don't really map out where I'm going to put each sentence. But I write them first. I feel like I have the most writing, and then I write the intro, and then I write the conclusion. Like, it's just, to me, it's the easiest way of doing it. You don't got to worry about setting up or having a thesis sentence, or, you don't got to worry about that shit till
you just
towards the end.
You get, like, the beef done, and then worry about the weird shit last.
Exactly. Shit that, it's technical.
Yeah.
Because I find that a lot simpler.
Because all that really does, I mean, I understand. It makes you a better writer. But, like, it doesn't really show your understanding of the topic. Yeah, I know we went over time. I don't give a shit. How long are we?
We're at 2 hours.
Whatever. Fuck it, man.
Fuck it,
We'll put it up. I'll put it up. And
it was just, I was like, damn.
It was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I that's something else I was always thinking about. Like I said earlier, like the death of reading and writing. Like the death of arts as a whole. Like, yeah, we have a lot of physical art.
I think that's because school pushes STEM.
Yeah, I agree. School pushes the whole, but like
you got to do math and science before you can write.
But like the thing is, but we have a lot of nice physical art and like art, but we don't have really much. There's no this generation's wordsmith. Think about the big books now. Fault in Our Stars, written to be sold and made into a movie.
Yeah, none of them.
All the fucking Nicholas Spark books written to be made into movies. Everything is written to be made. Now like, you don't get a book that's just a book. Like even the Hunger Games, people love that.
They were designed to be made into movies.
People like.
Well, Harry Potter wasn't designed to be made into a movie.
That's what I was just about to say. I swear to God.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, she wrote it just pure enjoyment.
And then it just did really well.
Yeah, I mean
that's how most books that are good are. They're not meant to be sold. They're just some person being like.
But I'm saying currently there's nothing, like no one really writes anymore at a really productive rate. No one's writing just to write. Mm-hmm. I love writing but you don't see. Even look at lyrics and a lot although I'm gonna say
7 people to write a song now,
and most of it's shit. Music
most
now.
of it's just the same word over.
But that's the thing, actually. Music is slowly making a comeback. It's been down in the dumps for I'd say about 10 years. It's been pretty fucking shitty as a whole. But I'm starting to see a big movement with rappers like Absol, Kendrick, J. Cole.
Kendrick Lamar, yeah.
They're starting to make a movement.
Pimp a Butterfly.
They're starting to make a push within the black community that's just phenomenal. I love it. I absolutely... Because, what I saw through Tupac... and I'm more of a Tupac than Biggie because I'm a lyrical person. Mm-hmm. Tupac had very deep, meaningful lyrics that could have...
It just wasn't...
My brother and I always say that the black community died with Tupac for a long time. Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole have a big foot in the door with media and everything. They have a chance to make a change within their community. we haven't seen
It's no longer going to be the pussy money weed thing. It's going to go back to what it's supposed.
like J. Cole said. Why does every rich nigga got to be famous? Why does every famous nigga got to be brainless? And that speaks of that's just two sentences within that verse speaks a message louder than pussy money weed. Just 2 sentences within a verse, the entire song, not even chorus. That speaks a message like, holy fuck. Like, to me, that, as a white person, I took a lot from that.
Yeah.
Like, that's true. I can't think of anyone who isn't famous that is black and a millionaire. There's a lot of white millionaires that we know about out there that, you know, that own businesses that made it well. You don't, it's set up against, it's a white, like, majority system. Mm-hmm. And we might see a shift, and there's a lot of, you know, people that take it the wrong way, like riots and fucking looting is pointless.
It doesn't change
anything. We talked about it earlier.
You just
fuck shit up for a while.
You fuck up your own place.
And then
you're fucking up your own house.
And then we all pay for it.
Yeah.
Because it comes out fucking taxes.
Yeah.
So, like...
And then they pay for it, too, because then they get beat to death by the police.
Yeah, and it makes everyone look like a shithead. Across the board.
Yeah.
But, like... I like Malcolm a lot. I like Malcolm's speeches. I am more for actually dealing and making a movement MLK standards. Which is weird against what you know me, like normally you thought I'd be more of a pro-Malcolm kind of person.
Mm-hmm. Like a revolutionary sort of thing.
Yeah, like taking action. I think the right way to deal with the majority of white people is straightforward, simple thinking.
Well, yeah, if you go crazy with the white majority rule,
media will destroy you.
They go fucking wild.
Media will destroy you.
Yeah, they'll just make you look like the bad guy.
If there's no way for the media to destroy you,
just be nice.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness.
Not even just be peaceful.
Kill
Sit-ins, like you know what I'm saying, like
yeah.
Like I love the House Negro versus the Field Negro speech by Malcolm.
Yeah, well, shit got done back then.
Yeah,
because people were being peaceful. And then some dude would get beat up, and they'd be like, "Why the fuck did that happen?"
Exactly.
And then more people would protest, and then
slowly
shit would get done.
You start gaining, and that's what happened with Vietnam War. I respect that's out the ass.
Remember that Occupy Wall Street movement?
Oh yeah.
They didn't stay long enough.
Yeah.
The police were like, "Well, if you don't leave, we're gonna beat you up," and they just left. It's like, if you want to make a difference, you actually have to sit through that, and it sucks. It's gonna suck, but that's the way how you make a difference.
Kent State shooting.
Exactly.
You know,
3 hippies got shot, and then Vietnam started to change immediately afterwards.
I respect veterans out the ass. I fucking love them. I respect veterans.
I respect the people
who
volunteer to serve in the military, but I do not respect the military as an institution in the sense that they make people do things...
That is unjust, to an extent. I understand that.
Yes. I 100%... 100% support every voluntary soldier.
Even involuntary, I still support. I support the armed forces religiously.
Oh, I'm not saying involuntarily.
I'm
just saying because there is no involuntary people. We have a voluntary.
The draft.
It doesn't exist anymore.
I know, but I'm saying when it happened.
Whenever it happened, yeah.
I respect all the armed forces. It's not just because I had family in it. It's like I respect. It's an
That's
honor.
a commitment.
It's one of the last things on earth that's still sacred. You go in the Army, I will give you the utmost. Every single time someone came in that works at Adidas, if you listen to this, fire me. We had an Army discount, but I'd scan the Army discount and the AAA. AAA gave them an extra 20% off. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, even if it's just National Guard, you still have the chances. You did more than I had the nuts for.
Yeah, right.
To go do. Like, you have a big sack if you're out on the front line fighting. That shit's fucking scary, man. It's not a walk in the fucking desert. You're fucked.
The only thing I disagree with is what they used our military for. Is what the people in charge, what they use it for. I
disagree with the placement. I don't think we should be, like you said, like the other day at lunch. Yeah. We should not be the world police. That's my only issue. We shouldn't be out there policing and... Fuck you. Worry about our own soil.
Remember what George Washington said? It was, we shall not fight a war unless we are attacked.
I mean, yeah.
And then that all changed in Korea. Were we attacked by Korea? No. We just went there.
We weren't attacked by Nam. We weren't attacked by Nam either. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just domino effect.
I was just saying because
Yeah.
Korea was the first
Yeah,
one.
I'm just saying like it's just.
And then it was Iraq. We weren't attacked by Iraq. We were attacked by fucking terrorists.
Yeah.
You don't go after Iraq. What the fuck?
Opium and oil.
Exactly.
Opium and oil.
I know.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Oil companies.
It's all a big conspiracy, but
It's not conspiracy. It's facts. It's fucking.
it is facts.
It's opium and it's.
Some people still don't believe it. And people those.
There's a lot of people who don't believe it.
Of course.
But
I mean, it's easy to see. The OPEC was trying to use the euro as the world reserve currency for oil. Of course, the United States is going to get pissed about that because we don't have gold that backs our economy. It's the oil trade.
Yeah.
If we don't have the oil trade, our money is useless.
But I don't respect the people who brought up that dispute, but I respect the people that went in, and I always will.
Oh yeah.
That's how morally people are like, well, if you hate the government, you hate. No.
No.
I don't hate the government. I hate a lot of the actions, but I respect the people who attempt to do good. Like, armed services do good. People who do public service to the government, I respect.
And the nice thing about our military is they're not sworn to the people in power. They're sworn to the Constitution and
they're
the people
sworn to serve
of the
for
country.
the people.
Yes.
And that's why in America it's the last sacred thing. That's why people will say, you know what? Veterans Day, fucking serious.
Yeah.
It's fucking serious. I respect Veterans Day. I have no issue. I always talk to veterans whenever I can because it's interesting. It's a world I've never been to, and they like meeting people and talking to people. Am I built for the armed services? No, I'll get my fucking head blown off. I'm too tall.
You're a big target.
I respect people that go into it because you got a big set of balls because if you get stuck on the front line, that's serious. That's your life.
Yeah.
And they're out there fighting for us. They're not. I mean, technically, underlying factor, true factor, they're fighting for opium and oil. But conceptually, why people join
because they're fighting.
They're fighting for us.
Yeah.
It's the cause that really matters to me, and I have the utmost respect for people that go in. Even people that get discharged, right and wrong reasons, to an extent, but I still respect them for at least going out.
My pap's neighbor's son. He's like in his 30s or whatever. He's an army guy, and the one day he was talking about it. He's like, I was at the supermarket and this one bitch said she supports the troops, but she doesn't support the war. She's like, you fucking support the war, you don't fucking support the troops at all. And I was like, no, dude. No.
Yeah.
That's not right. You've been brainwashed. I'm sorry, but you have been brainwashed. I'm like, no, you've been brainwashed.
And I'm not going to argue with veterans, that's the thing. Like, I've learned that.
I didn't say anything
I know,
but I was just thinking, no.
And it's one of the few times where I won't argue against what I truly believe. Because they went through it.
They've seen shit that I've seen.
They've had a whole other fucking perspective. Like, my buddy Chris, who's in the armed services, from here at Shippensburg, he used to go to PTSD class and stuff. Like, he's seen shit. And, and I fucking love him. He's hilarious. He cracks me up. But, like, I respect him and all his shit he says. I don't even fight against him. I don't say, well, we shouldn't have went. I just say, you know what? Cool, man. I'm glad you served. Like, it's cool. It's glad. And that's how it should be. I think people... A lot of people don't respect anymore. I don't really respect authority, don't get me wrong. I've never respected authority.
Because they're tied to what's above them. They're not... It's like, the police are supposed to protect us. They're not supposed to hurt us around. And that's sort of what they've been turning into. That's why I was arguing about the SWAT thing. Because it's more like... It's a big hurting device now. It's no longer like... like...
In different areas.
They bring it out...
It's used in different areas. I mean, it's not... Am I going to say it should be used as much as it is? No. I don't think it needs to be used that much. It's a source of power. Because think about it.
Yeah.
Think about this. You're in a city, you're a cop. You hold no power.
I agree with it in a city.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? In a city, if you have it just like in the subs, you don't need it that much.
That's the thing. We have a SWAT unit in my city, and it's not a big city. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, they could just bring in the stadies.
Yeah.
We don't need a fucking SWAT unit.
I know. I understand that, but like in the city...
And I've seen it before. It's It looks like a fucking tank. It looks like a tank with 6 wheels. That's what it is. And anybody who argues that it's not a tank, you're damn wrong. Because you could shoot, I guarantee you could shoot an RPG at that thing and it would not hurt a person inside.
I mean, it's not a necessity everywhere. Some places, like, because when you get into city...
In LA, I understand it. You can yeah.
When you get
People have RPGs in LA.
When you get into Philly, you sit and just think about it, you're just like, if I was a white cop in Philly, I'd be fucking scared. Honestly, I think cops are getting a bad rap now. It might be because I'm white and I'm not sitting in the city.
Yeah.
But not all cops are bad. I see a lot of cops doing a lot of good things.
My town, they're all bad. Every last one of them is a corrupt motherfucker. They killed a dude, and they got away with it. In a bar, off duty. Because the guy was looking at his wife. That was fucked up.
I don't think every cop in your city is bad, though. I really don't.
In my city it is. I'm not fucking joking.
I couldn't see that. I really couldn't. It's just, there's always...
Most of them are paid off by the drug people, and then they just go for the smaller drug people.
Like, the cops in my town, they don't do anything, but they're not bad people. I mean, yeah, they might pick on like outsiders, but you're in a small racist town like I come from. It sucks, and it shouldn't be that way, but they're not bad people. Morally, they might not be smart and, like, fully diverse to living in Reading, which is highly Hispanic populated, and they do a lot different things. But in little rural Boyertown and Gilbertsville, there's not much to bust. There's not much, even in your town, probably not much to do. It's just...
You know what I think ruined the police force? Quotas.
Yeah, they say there's none, but we all know there's quotas.
Yeah, because you can't set a number of how many laws are supposed to be broken in a given day
you're right.
For you to keep your job. So that's pretty much like saying... you have to make sure that so many people are breaking the law on a given day in order for you to keep your job. That's not how that works. It's supposed to be, you're a member of the community, you respond to the community in such a way that it's beneficial to the community, not you're... Because now they're out looking for trouble. That's what that means. Now they're out literally looking for bad stuff. They're like, let's go drive around and look for a drug deal. Okay, there's one. Let's go get it. Like, that's...
I respect...
Looking for trouble.
I respect even all policemen. I mean, I have one of the pound circles in the squares. It's written asking, like, to the audience why we cower men in blue and are supposed to protect, but I respect them. Especially, I look at it on a city scale. In a small town, they're not as needed on such a high force. You're really not. Like, there's not much to bust in Boyertown. We have a fuck ton of cops. But when you're in a larger city, like a Pittsburgh or a Philly in our area,
there are a lot of cops there.
There's cops and they're needed. Because there's
shit happening.
There's a
legitimate
larger
problems.
scale
Murders
of good people having negative effects on them.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I read stories.
Yeah. And I do respect cops because they're willing to put themselves in harm's way.
They're our first offense on the soil, technically.
Yeah.
So to my standards, because if some shit hits the fan, National Guard is going to get there first. It's going to be cops. It's going to be the first people. Cops. It's going to be the first people. Alright, the reason I said that, side thing. When we're on like the party street down here, we fuck with people that walk by when we sit on the porch, and we go, cops. And people will like scatter out and they'll turn around. It's just something we fuck around with. We just made a fucking random side think about it. But I think that they're in cities. It's scary. There's a lot of good people that have bad things done to them. They're needed, and there's too many cops. I think in certain areas, like
there are too many cops in certain areas.
Like it sucks because you get near a cop and you get scared.
And it shouldn't be that way. It should be great. Like, you should be able to walk up to a cop, shake his hand, ask him how his day's going.
Yeah.
And he should be able to tell you, like, or like, thank you for talking to him.
Yeah, you walk the hand. Thanks for your service. He says, hey, thanks for taking your time out of your day. Have a good day.
You know what happens if you walk up to a cop in my hometown and you start talking to them? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
What are you here for?
They get suspicious. Like,
yeah.
It's It sucks. It really does suck.
Yeah.
You know, because I respect all the cops and I respect all they do because, you know, it's a big commitment. You have a big commitment to your society. You're the protection. And it actually was funny. I was watching on one of those car pages. A lady pulled a cop over.
Yeah.
She was going down a highway in Florida, and a cop flew by her doing 100-something.
No.
And like she followed him for miles, and then pulled him over and got everything on video. And like they're undergoing investigation. It was neat to see a civilian
Police the police.
police the police.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. You know, there needs to be a checks and balances.
See, in North Carolina, they had this problem where cops were just speeding and then they started killing people by accident.
Yeah.
This one family lost both of their daughters because a cop ran into them at a high speed, no lights on, no anything. You know, he was just being a speeding cop, and then you know, they tried pressing charges against the cop, and guess who investigates it? The fucking state police.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have the people who committed the crime investigating the crime. I think there should be another department that investigates police crime. And they're only used for that. They don't do a single thing besides investigate crimes committed by police officers.
It's the same theory I had earlier. You get
But then it gets too complicated.
You get a larger business, you get a larger chance for evil things.
Yeah.
Same with cops. You get larger cop force. You got more room for error. You got more people, more bodies.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like, if I was a cop and there was, I did a bust, just me and my partner dies maybe, and backup isn't there, and there's fucking $1 million worth of fucking coke. More question: do you take that and sell it?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like it's shit like that, and you know, I don't know if I'd be able to do it because
It's a lot of coke.
you can even just take a couple bricks of it. You can make 100-some thousand off of
If you
that.
took one brick, that'd be $28,000.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's,
You could sell it cheap too. I mean, you could sell it for like $20,000.
and a lot of cops aren't.
A lot of cops do that.
I'm saying a lot of cops aren't rich. Like they're just normal people, and they got a family, and you know.
Yeah.
And they're trying to put money on the table. You know, it's a tough world. I respect cops. I respect a lot of civil service people. I don't respect HR at all. Human resources.
Oh.
Side note: fucking hate HR. Fucking hate it. I hate everything to do with HR. There's not a positive aspect of HR. There isn't. I'm sorry.
They're just They're
They
bitches.
fucking suck. There's a reason
They just analyze people and then hire and fire people.
Yeah, dude. And then they just diversity training, diversity this. Like, shut the fuck up. You can't teach diversity.
Teach diversity.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
have to learn how to live with black, Asian people.
Like, dude, like you fucking know that nurture versus nature, or you fucking don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no. Oh well, I guess I'll learn this maybe. Or, nah. You want someone to really understand a culture? Fucking put them in it.
Put them in the culture.
You want this white dude to understand why it's not okay to drop the N-word to a black dude? Stick him in Northwest Philly. See why you can't do that. You do that in Northwest Philly with your fucking brains beaten out. I've only heard a couple stories of people dropping the hard R on people. Even just the M-word in
Right
general.
there.
Like in my buddy Mike, he worked for this dude who had a loop in, I think, Trenton. He had a Little Debbie's loop.
Yeah.
One of the most highest revenue loops. It was a really expensive loop through the company. And he'd go stock Little Debbie's. And Mike said one time he was driving through the streets of Trenton, and every store knew him in there. They knew him because he was Little Debbie's dude. Apparently all they eat is Little Debbie's. They love them. They eat them all the time. Apparently. Yeah. He said that one time this dude's taking forever across the road and got in his way, and he just dropped a hard R on him.
Yeah.
He said, "Get out of the way, you fucking..." And no one blinked the eye because he was respected in the community. That was one of the few times I've ever heard him drop words on people like that as a white dude and not get fucked up down the road. That's one of the few times because you do stuff like that, they will fuck you up. They will kill you. They don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care. It's just that was the only time I ever heard of it. It's a whole other. Yeah. It's a jungle. The city is a jungle.
Yeah.
Concrete jungle.
It's a different culture. Right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this podcast.
Yeah,
for tonight.
no,
It's been
I think
long.
it's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's been good to have you on. I'll definitely be having you on again.
Yeah, thank you very much
Yeah.
for having me on. This was a blast.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Have a good night, everybody. It's pretty late.